get married.
Guys,
Just so me and Corey can get married.
I might be
and then we
going
get a
back.
week of vacation.
I might be going back to Innova.
Shut up, man.
Oh no, you're not. No one is.
I got more.
yeah,
I got more Innova going back in the bag every day.
yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, and the entire team has less.
Gosh dang.
By the way, can I just say something about that team thing? I'm not going to say this.
we're
when we
live. We're
record.
live. We're live.
I know it's fine. I don't care.
Okay, just
Um,
confirm. I didn't know.
I can't stand the whole like, hey, I'm so excited to lead this team and team this and team that. It's like, dude, disc golf is not a team. I don't care what they say. That's my opinion about it.
That's his opinion, man.
That's his
He's
opinion,
sticking to
man.
it.
He can't get hate for that.
So low, hello? Rick, dude, hold on.
For real.
Rick, man. Compress the balls out of this thing.
Y'all see the whatever
Everyone loves the
disc,
compression.
whatever disc Drew was his signature disc for this year with
Yeah.
Infinite is some Halo Halo C blend, really fast overstable driver.
The Nipper.
But I don't know. Maybe? Like
Want a
at
Halo
first he said
Seablin
like
to him so bad, man. Give it to me, Poppy, please.
that would be good. At first he was like, I thought he was like saying a slab, and then he threw it, and I was like, yeah, bro, that ain't a slab. Like
I know they
even,
have
even for Drew, it's not a
Halo
slab.
Seablin Emperors. That's a thing that
Maybe
exists.
Yes, it is.
My chat doesn't work in OBS. I'm gonna kill myself.
Fine, man.
What do you do with the chat in OBS?
Read it.
Read it.
For what stream?
Yeah.
Ah, you lucky dog.
Yeah, I just read it.
Guys, I'm cooking my fingers so bad every time I throw. It hurts so bad.
I threw a lot of thumbers when I was home because it's the woods and it was also it wasn't actually really cold, but I swear my thumb was just destroyed.
Yeah.
Will never be the
I've been
same.
like
What's up,
taping my
Scott?
hand before every session that I do, and then it just doesn't matter. It hurts.
Scott, we're trying to be more prompt, buddy.
I'm gonna move.
It's not
I'm gonna-
prompt, is it? No.
That's
Close
prompt.
enough.
Prompt? Okay.
That works.
Or aren't those PDGA questions so zesty though?
Zest.
I mean, I guess as a tournament official, I would want you to know the weird.
What's up, Mac?
I'm Mac. But it's so funny. They're like, it's like one of your guys pops out a can of something that's staining his teeth red, and you ask him, and it says it's red wine, and he's drinking
yeah.
red wine on the course. And I was like, first off, crazy.
First off, that
Crazy.
guy's vibing. That's
Yeah,
me.
and then
I'm that
it's like,
guy.
it's like here's three.
I
things.
didn't have that one.
It rolls through random. It's like here's three things. Which one of these should you do? And then the fourth one is like, say F it. Does he have another can? And I was like,
Got box wine in the bag, bro.
yeah.
Also,
just
anybody recently get bullied by Mac and his girl? Is that just me?
why'd you get bullied?
How'd you get bullied by his girl?
They're in my comments, man. Just
I played disc golf with his girl.
Did you say,
hey,
pause.
yo.
Corey Hammer wants to know if you did Mac's logo.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was in the
Yeah.
post.
Yep.
Gotta
Is
read
that
it.
when you said boom in the bottom of the post, Taylor? Is that what you got hate for?
No, it was the one I posted yesterday of one last ace clip in 2024. I go in and I got by Mac and his girl in the comments. Sucks to be me, man.
Yeah, do better, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Who better, man?
I'm trying to find all my zones right now.
It's so easy. Just throw the disc golf disc in the disc golf basket.
It's so easy.
I'm still waiting for mine. So.
Easy.
Threw a disc golf disc into
For your what?
drywall today.
His ace, man.
His ace. So that was nice. Or no, wait. Drywall 2 days, I think. 2 days ago.
You missed the net?
Yeah, I was trying to hit some specific miles per hour. I don't even remember what it was.
I knew it. I said, wait. I said it's coming. I knew it was coming.
I had to
Well,
fix a
here's the
drywall in my garage where I putt, not because my putter broke the drywall, but because I was cleaning the corner and basket back, it hit a rock and tipped over and broke. Fuck me.
No, dude. Okay. So I'm trying to hit some specific mile per hour. We'll say it's like 48 or something, and I throw and I get 47.9, and it makes me so frustrated. I just rip it hard. But the issue is, I've got this tape on my middle finger, so I'm not gripping the discs as tight, right? Because I'm not ever trying to throw max power in there.
We're gripper up, man.
And it just pops out and just racks into the wall. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, to be fair, Mac, I am open for anybody calling me on. That's the go ahead.
Just know that he'll scream at you and then put you in his next short.
No, just know that actually, yeah, that might happen. But I probably will just go to bed that night with tears in my eyes.
Oh yeah, for sure. But if you're on the internet, you gotta suck it up and know that's
just,
coming.
just a few.
All right, let me move the stuff here, and then I'll be ready to rip Gripper and Ripper.
And my girlfriend's like, that only got 200 views.
She's like, you're embarrassing me.
Get better.
Oh yeah, Mac, let me find that Charizard and I'll share that to you on stream.
I'm so excited for the Tyler Story podcast.
Dude, wait till we watch this footage. Taylor, you watched it, didn't you?
I opened it and the sound of the wind scared me.
Dude, the wind was intense.
Mentally was done.
I sent a couple clips just to you guys, but no one else. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, no one else in our Discord has seen it, and it's freaking epic, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyways, I don't want to talk more about it because I'll talk about it when I get there. But it wasn't even that serious of a round until like the last hole.
Bro, I get bullied in my comments for saying it's an 8 clip in 2024. Corey puts up a video. It says you'll be so good at disc golf, and it's 5 minutes of him breathing. Doesn't get roasted in his comments.
People understand my humor.
Come on, man.
People understand my humor.
You gotta play the game.
Gotta play the game. Dude, Tyler, that one that I think you sent me of the TED Talk.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Me? So I was with my coworker when I was like about to post my breathing video. And then I showed him that and we cried. Like we legitimately cried.
Wait, which one was it though? What video is it?
The breathing.
Yeah.
The lady that walks out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just dude, I had to. Okay,
you found it that funny? That makes me happy.
Oh, it was so funny. It was so good.
I mean, I thought it was hilarious, but
the best part was like where it's just breathing heavy for like a minute and then patriarchy. Dude, that was so good.
Oh, man. It's not too bad. We'll roll with it.
Bro, I got a Walmart shoe rack coming tomorrow to put on my frisbee.
Yo, let's go, man.
So excited.
Nice.
Oh, guess what I brought home too? I brought home my 4-claw bud. Everybody wants to pay $100.
Dude, you can go get like a Paul Macbeth destroyer for like $20 now.
Wild.
You can get a lot of people's destroyers for like $20 now.
That is true. A lot of options.
But just wait till what's his name? Put his name on as Zeus. It's over. Macbeth or Climo.
Jeremy.
Ezra Robinson.
Everybody.
Dude, I feel like, this might just be Innova and me being dumb, but I feel like Innova has to be picking somebody up. With the amount of people they've let drop?
They don't care.
No.
Or they know that
they don't need it.
The majority of the market in Dick's Sporting Goods.
No, that's what I'm saying. That might be just Innova doing that, but it's like
They got Ricky coming back, bro. They're chilling.
I didn't care about anything. and
Dude,
then-
I'm not gonna lie. Ricky coming back to Innova would get me hype, and I don't. And you guys know I'm not a Ricky fan, but I would be hype.
Tyler, you
I'm actually putting this disc back in the bag right now.
you love
Dude.
Ricky because you hate Ricky. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the same
You
boat,
don't-
honestly. After these last couple of years, like I'm kind of. I was.
I
a
tried to
Ricky
get you
hater.
to like him. I tried to get you to like him.
I was
I
a
just-
certified Ricky hater.
He makes me like so.
Rickle hater.
Like
So-
like half the time I'm getting secondhand embarrassment watching him.
Awkward dude.
But
Yeah.
what about the other half?
What do you guys think Germ's doing, man?
Dude, I don't
Crying.
know.
He's
It just, like,
crying.
he has like, dude, that was I thought for sure that's what I was saying when I was like everything before that I thought was just anyone dropping. I was just like it's Innova being Innova, you know, whatever, man.
Yeah.
And then they dropped Big Germ, who's like, I'm like, dude,
I don't
that-
think Germ is as big as what he. I don't know how to put this.
no, I'm
Like,
not saying he affects the market or anything, but it feels like they
Doesn't
just
move
get.
the
No, he's a
deal.
big face.
I
He's a big
think
face.
yeah, I think he gets like older people, and he's been there for a while, and
I was thinking back
think die with
too,
Innova.
and I think that people are tying Germ for longer than he's really been.
Yeah, that could
Germ's like he really hasn't been there that long.
yeah, because like if you
This
go
guy
back and
for a while, he won his major with Prodigy, but it's pretty recent.
he did
When he won USDGC with Prodigy
2017.
year before he switched. It sounded like from Germ's post that he was still going to play and that he had
Yeah, he
something
did.
lined up. I think this is actually I'm saving it for the pod.
Okay.
Also, RIP to Corey, who said, "You want to get on early and flirt with me?" And me getting on early was in just enough time to realize that I don't know how to work a computer.
What? It was a minute before you could say, "Yeah, we should probably go live."
I mean, to be fair, I sat down in this seat 30 minutes earlier than I normally do. I just am an idiot. BDO Ninja hates me.
Didn't you have something you wanted to say, or is that for the pod?
I have something I want to say to the pod, and I have something personally.
Oh,
nice.
Hey, maybe we just let's just send
Nice.
it.
Guys, why did Lightning Discs follow me on Instagram?
I'm going to suck
Thank you.
a dick. Thank you, Scott. My shit's
Why did-
broken 24/7.
Why did Lightning Discs follow me on Instagram?
MX1,
Someone
baby. MX1.
Lightning, wait, this disc is called the Upshot, and they're making the rubber putter. That's their thing. It's $11. They're $12.
Time to play the
Not a bad price.
game.
Not a bad price.
All right, just real quick rundown, just so keep it in the back of our mind. Each taking a minute, talking about the latest and greatest going on, which that's going to take forever. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little.
It's never a
lot.
minute.
I'm gonna
I-
go.
I-
I'm gonna go last for taking a minute because I'm gonna talk forever.
I wish that I would have been smart enough to write down everyone that moved as they
I'm
moved.
sure the chat's gonna help us.
Yeah, the chat will definitely help us out here.
So it'll be take a minute. I'll go last. Latest and greatest. Talk about all the moves, pretty much, and what's going on. Our weekly challenge, and then whatever other disc golf topic anybody wants to bring to the floor, which we'll probably not have at this point because we'll just be talking disc golf so much with all the moves and everything. We'll see where we are time wise. Taylor, you have a game.
I do have a game. It's a short one, but a good one.
Perfect.
Short and sweet.
All right. And then
Anybody
that's
in the
it.
chat want to say welcome 2025 with the boys before we get started?
Oh yeah, let's do that right now.
Who just posted
Hey.
Who just posted a single frame of me standing still?
Right here, dog. Right
I
here.
loved that, bro.
Hey guys. Matt,
Matthew,
Well, you
suck
said
it.
guys.
Baja blast him. Baja
suck it.
blast him.
Suck it, Matt.
Suck it, Matt.
suck it, Matt.
Dude, I've realized at this point, anytime I do like a whole review of the whole I'm working on, it will never get any views because it's always explaining my ideas, which means it'll be longer. And it's just a default. We know views do not happen from that. Gosh dang, that Dr. Pepper looks so good, Corey.
Yeah.
No,
busting.
this is what I'm on right now these days.
Fresca.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm in
so-
a phase right now, so I was deciding between the two. classic drinks for me. One, apple pie moonshine, Dr. Pepper. Bangs.
Oh my gosh.
Right now I got just fucking Tito's and sparkling water though, because you just hydrate while you dehydrate.
I like
And
that.
you vibe it.
Sparkling water isn't Tito's.
And then you can just get a different flavor of sparkling water each time.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
new experience. Got cherry limeade right now.
I like that. That's cool.
Pretty busting. All right, I gotta stop saying F words. I'm on one right now because my computer made me. I gotta get this out of here.
Taylor needs a 10-minute reset.
I'm on one.
Fuck.
Yeah, just
Sorry. Looking at what I thought was an announcement, but it wasn't.
Of course you are.
All right, are we ready?
oh, 1 second. Yes,
Wait, let him chill though.
we're recording. We're good. I'm ready.
Taylor, do you want to lead? Do you want to lead, or you want me to lead?
I can lead. The parts that we do are somewhere written out, right? Just so if I...
It's pinned in the day of notes.
Man, pins.
And
Just
you're
scroll
going
down.
last on Take a Minute, right?
Correct. Yeah, I literally had all my friends say I am the
Yes.
worst person to start a podcast on the face of the earth.
Best
No,
person.
Wait, say that. Wait, what just
Yeah,
happened?
that's-
I just lagged out.
you glitched.
I'm running it. That's all. That's all that changed.
I may or may not lose power. We'll see.
Turn up.
Don't know why that glitch was, but we got
I'm
we
hoping.
got like 4 inches of okay. Know your skills. We got like 4 inches of snow in the last like
Corey, it's not just
the delivery
it's
was
not-
so good.
it's not just the text. It's like the tone of voice, the
It was so
speed
good.
on how fast it came out of your mouth was so
I'm
money.
open.
Let's go for 5.
And this is what 53. I have that somewhere.
Yes,
I believe so. We're past 1 year of weeks of doing the
That
podcast.
is
Um,
wild.
I hate this. I'm just gonna say it. We're not saying anything about foundation. I haven't said anything about foundation at the end of these videos. So
Oh no! it doesn't-
whatever you want to do is up to you. Just letting you know.
Bro, we got
I'll-
affiliate. We got
I'll take what
affiliate
comes
codes.
to me.
That's the only
Okay.
thing we want them to
UFB stands for Unfoundation
be, boys.
Boys.
Yeah,
Bros.
I'll just plug the merch. I would say I think the last time I did it, I just plugged the affiliate link. So
Yeah, that's what at absolute max. I need a
Affiliate
log.
link.
Well,
Okay.
I
I
feel like
love-
you could plug something else now, Taylor.
like the easiest to guess announcement of all time. We'll see what happens. See where we go. Howdy,
Wait, you
y'all.
gonna-
Well, oh, Matt just killed it, man.
I asking a question.
Matt does that to me all the
I
time.
can't ask a question nowadays.
No,
That's
you're
what
good.
we're.
Oh, I completely forgot to order merch. I need to order merch.
Wow,
I'm
and
a fake
I
fan.
banned Taylor from the merch site, so it's fine.
Frick.
Make another one.
Hey, Mac, thank you.
Thank you, Mac.
Corey picked a really good hoodie.
Yeah.
So all I knew was Gildan and then really high quality one, or like a really high price one. I didn't know any in between. Corey had it unlocked though. So all right, we'll let Taylor
Matthew, do you have a question?
Oh, are you gonna announce what you want to announce in your minute or what?
We'll see.
Bro, just let him be.
It's not official.
just do
I haven't gotten any paperwork yet, so you know.
beat me to
But
it,
yeah,
Corey.
I probably will.
We have 5 inches yet?
I have 5 inches for you.
I've got at least 5 inches.
At most for me.
All right, Taylor, you can restart. My apologies.
It's an approximate.
Approximately. We all good?
Yep.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to episode 53 of Unfinished Business. Happy New Year. Happy 2025. It is 1/1/25 as we're recording this. You would know that if you were here live. We are live on YouTube as we record these, but thank you for listening after the fact if you are. We are going to go over basically any news in disc golf. We've got some new player sponsorship announcements, mostly people leaving, less people signing, but we're all just going to go around the horn, talk about disc golf in our lives as well as the professional game. We'll start out with just taking a minute. I'll take my first minute. I did our challenge last week. It was a ton of fun, the Evens challenge. Filmed a video that'll come out next Monday. I'm going to say it's the best video I've made, which is very biased, but it's my favorite video that I've made. So I'm excited for everybody to see that one. And to close out of my minute, I do have some news to announce. Shout out to Corey for hooking me up. 3 of us on the podcast are going to be teammates this year.
Wow.
Feels bad for Tyler, but shout out to Finish Line. We'll be representing them for 2025. Super excited to get some new discs and try those out.
You're gonna rock with the sector, I think, low key. We'll see though.
Yeah, that's honestly that was the whole motivation behind
so.
it. I just want to throw one of those really bad.
Yep, they're super sick. So glad.
Well, congrats, brother.
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
Cool.
Who wants to go next? Corey, speak to us.
Hello everyone. Because of the holiday, I got too many frisbees that I don't need. There's a whole
Hooray.
stack right behind me of various colors and shapes and sizes. I've got some over there. I've got this that I still haven't opened because I think I'm supposed to get another package from the holiday disc swap, but I have to wait until the end of the week to figure out if I'm missing something or if I just read the email wrong. But yeah, it's really cold in Michigan right now, like really cold. Me and Mac went out yesterday and played, and it wasn't fun. It was fun, but it wasn't fun.
This is going to sound like I'm being rude, and I'm generally not. I have been so surprised how nice it's been here this week specifically. Like, it has been
You're being rude. Yeah, you're being rude.
75 to 80, like, every day this week is wild.
I mean, it was 65 2 days ago here, and then yesterday it was like high 58. So
Yeah,
that's warm for us.
It has been like 50s here, so it's been really, really nice. But
40s, maybe 50s is like pretty normal. But it's been like in the 20s.
Like, when I did our challenge, I was in shorts and a t-shirt and sweating. Like,
That's so cool of you.
that's so cool, man.
That's so cool of you for
Really
you to
cool.
notice.
Hey,
That's fun.
just wait for
You got
about 5 months from now when we're starting to go into summertime. And
oh yeah, I'll
see
hate
who's
my life.
rocking
Yeah.
then.
I also want to announce that I am not representing Grip Bags.
Contract dried up
I
there.
wasn't to begin with, but I'm not still. So I just want to let you know.
Thank you.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
Really
Yeah.
sad.
What
to hear.
about you, Matt? What about you?
Crazy. And I am still representing Finish Line Discs. And
Now,
well, I think
Corey's
I
like,
signed-
"For now."
I signed a contract of some kind 2 days ago, so I think I am through
Hey,
2025.
at will employment state, baby.
That's it. I got an official offer to coach a disc golf team, so we'll see if I do that. But
That's sick.
that's kind of cool. Get a little stipend with it, so I can use it and run some tournaments and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes. So other than that, I also got a lot of discs through the holiday, but I had nice days, so I managed to film a couple holes of my course I'm working on and actually play them first time. So it was cool to see visions come to life, but we'll continue work with that. That's it for me, Tyler. Your minute. That is not going to be a minute.
So I've already prepped our group that I have a very, very long segment I'm going to talk about. I
How's that
had
PowerPoint presentation.
I had the most epic back-to-back days of disc golf in a very, very, very long time. Okay. So on what was today's Wednesday, so Monday, right? Monday, I got together with 2 of my like really good buddies. We haven't played in a while. We went out and played the shorts course that I played really well at recently, and I had a really good time. And then we played 9 more holes where we did a little bit of bag swapping, and then the last 3 holes we did. The other 2 guys would choose the disc we had to use for the shot, so it was like a sabotage thing. So coming down the stretch, I was kind of in the trees a little bit on like a short par 4, and they were trying to decide what to pick out of my bag, and they decided to choose a pipeline. So joke's on them. But the thing is, I had a
choice.
forehand, but I was behind a tree, right? I had a leaner like forehand shot, or I had to throw like this high sky Anheuser to throw into like this basket's guarded all under behind trees. What's so funny?
Scott just said minutes
Scott
up.
said minutes up.
Yeah, I know, Scott. I told you it's gonna be a long one. Thanks, man. So, anyways, I was behind by a shot to both the guys, and I threw this sky flick pipeline, went up in the air, came crashing down, and just went straight basket, no chains into the basket. Turned around,
Yes.
double birds to both of them because it was sabotage. So it was like, they chose the disc that they thought and I ended up winning against those guys. So like that throw in was probably like 200 feet, but with a disc that I've never forehanded on like what I was trying to do with it. Anyways, it was so sick, and so that was super cool, and like even they were like super hype. So all right, next day, yesterday, the winds were like 15 to 25 miles an hour, but the gusts were like 50 miles an hour. Like it would gust out of nowhere, like really, really hard. Taylor, can you put up the scorecard?
Yes, I was literally. You started talking. I was like, "Oh, I bet he's about to talk about this." So I was clicking buttons to try to get this ready. No, you're totally good.
All right, so let me show the scorecard. It was me, one of the other guys I played with on Monday, and then another guy, and I'm gonna call him Robert. Just for the sake of not using
his name is going to be on the scorecard.
Not literally, I don't think. It could be. Is it?
We'll see when it comes up.
I think it's his nickname.
It just says literally Robert.
Literally,
it says first and last name with Social Security.
Because I have to show you the scorecard to explain the situation, and then I can show footage. And the footage is what's going to make it so great. Okay, so yeah, all right. So Ronaldo, perfect. So look at my scorecard, right? It was like double par, and then bogey, double. All my double bogeys are 3 putts within circle one, because it felt like I was going into a headwind every single putt, and I would soar the basket like 25 feet, and then there was no chance of making it coming back, or whatever the case may be. So anyways, going into 18, just look at 18. All right. The guy got a 7. All right. So let me tell you the situation on 18. I'm down by 3. The other guy is down by 4, Kyle. And so we're playing the longs at this course that we never play. And this hole is you got to throw uphill. There's like a mound in front of you. There's water, and then it gets to land again. It's 400 feet long, as it says. So me and Kyle, since we had the honors before Ron, we all threw safely. We're in bounds. Ron clips the mound with a forehand shot, and it skips into the water. And so now we're like, Kyle and I, we grip arms behind Ron, like, oh my gosh, is there a window to come back? But we're joking, right? We're like, all right, you go up, you throw, you go up, because I'm down 3. There's no way, right? So he has like this downhill shot, and all he has to do is throw it over the water, throw an up shot, put it in the basket, and the best thing I can do is par the hole, and I would tie him at that point, right? But the wind is whipping like crazy. So anyways, his next shot, or maybe not even tie, I think I still lose. His next shot, because I said, Ron, if you up and down that from there, that'd be the greatest up and down I've ever seen. And I wasn't trying to play mind games. He then tries to get an up and down. Because he's angled down from the downhill slope of the mound, he throws it in the water again. And at that point, me and Kyle are like, oh my gosh, like I'm sweating now because I'm starting to do all the numbers in my head. I'm like, I actually have a chance to either win or tie. So anyways, I have an upshot. I backhand it. It's under the basket, but because of the wind, it skips like 25 feet. So I've got a 25-foot putt for par. And then he ends up getting over the water, getting up underneath the basket. And so if he makes his putt and I make my putt, I win by 1. And so I sent you guys the clip. I didn't send it to us, but like I missed my putt to win. And so then I tap in and we're tied. So all of a sudden, I thought I had no chance of winning. It was a very casual round, but me and Ronaldo has history. This is the guy that beat me at Iron Hill last year in January in our blood match, where on 17, my disc went 90 degrees left because it was wet. And he clapped in my background because he was happy it happened, and then beat me by 1. So there is some history here. So at this point, we're like, all right, we're going to go play 1 longs, which is 400 feet, OB all left. And then if we tie after 1, we'll play hole 1 again, and we'll play the shorts. And if we're tied after that, we'll just call it a tie. So Taylor, can you play the footage?
I can. Do you need audio for this?
Does the audio work or no?
I can make it work, but I will have to do something real quick.
Okay.
The 2 seconds.
Make it sound so much better for the ending. Okay.
That's playing.
Okay, so there's me. I throw a super safe shot. to the
Bro,
right.
the wind is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw is super safe. He can't decide if he wants to throw something really stable or not. And if he wants to throw inside me to the left. Because here's the thing, if he doesn't make it in bounds, like it's pretty much over because you have to re-tee on the short basket.
It's a really pretty course, by the way.
He throws, yeah, it's the best course.
Wow.
So
It's a really
he throws it inbounds, and he's got a little up shot that's like a jump putt. I actually have, I'm throwing the warp here, by the way.
Oh,
So I've got the warp on a forehand. Now wind is coming left to right. I'll shut up at the very end. So I throw this, and I get just the wind caught it really hard right before I got to the actual basket. So I've got 25 feet. All right. And he's got this like little like jump putt, and he's underneath the basket. Sorry for the F word here. So, all right. So now I've got this into a ripping headwind. That flag does not do it justice. I'm putting with my DL breaker right here that I don't putt with. I have to make this putt because he's under the basket, right? So I'm thinking, well, I got to freaking jar this thing.
Oh my goodness
Ice.
gracious!
Ice.
Right here.
Boom. Ice in the
Right
veins, dude.
Oh man.
And then at this point, I said, I'm not losing the next playoff hole. There's no way I lose.
Tiebreak 2.0.
So here's the next playoff hole. This is from behind the basket, and this is the other guy going first. He's throwing a cap raptor forehand shot. This is probably like a 270-foot shot here. This just shows you like how hard the wind was whipping. Look how short he comes.
That's insane.
Yeah. And he probably threw regular power. I put every bit of butt cheek into this one. Honestly, same disc that he just threw. And I sail it a little bit far and to the right. I thought I was going to be parked, and then the wind caught it. All right. So he gets to go first.
You ever try throwing it better?
I try, but it's hard. You know, disc golf is a little difficult. So he told me he wasn't trying to run it; he was trying to lay it up, and then almost made it. All right, I'll shut up from this point on. I'll let the audio speak for itself.
Oh! 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 Wow! And the handshake.
You got to hear the ending.
Oh, sportsman.
You got to hear the ending.
Wow!
I tried to lay it up.
World star. World star.
I tried to lay it up.
It was the classic Nico situation.
Yeah. So I was trying to lay that up. That's why I went so quickly. And I just thought, like, if I threw it at the ground barely, by the time it gets to the basket, it would just lay down. But it just kept staying on that same line and hit the chains. So I had a throw in the day before to beat a couple of my boys. And then I had that happen. Craziest ending to a disc golf round that I've been a part of, where a guy had a 3-stroke lead and went in the water twice. And then we went into extras, and I made both those putts, which were pretty difficult to make. So, yeah. What's actually really even more, a little bit more funny is that we're all in a fantasy football league, and that guy made some diabolical trades to win our league too. So everyone in our disc golf group was texting me after. We're like, bro, we could not have asked for anything better from you giving that guy an L heading into 2025. Because he smoked everyone, and he talks so much. So, anyways, yeah,
That's all the time we got for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it.
Whatever, 53. Real quick tidbit. Speaking of fantasy football, fun fact for you, fun stat. I have won a league every year since I turned 30. Shout out.
Let's
Every year's in a
go.
row.
Nice.
But yeah, that was honestly, I told Tyler before we started, I had to open the clip and didn't finish it because I wanted to react with everybody else. And I was like, that wind is insane. Like, I know for me that mainly plays in the woods, like I feel like my body would not function anymore, especially putting, like trying to play in that sort of wind.
I had multiple shots that just did crazy things that I was not expecting to happen. But some people were texting us and were like, dude, why are you guys going to play in that? I'm like, dude, why not? Like, why not play in it? It's fun. So
For the audio listeners, Tyler made 2 really big putts to win in overtime. Thanks, Rolls.
sorry.
I just thought to throw the recap in. There's our minutes, a few of them. We'll get into today is a great day, maybe not the best day, but a good day for disc golf news. I know I said earlier I love the beginning of the year because it's like pro disc golf Christmas. We get all of little nuggets, little trails of where everybody's going, not full announcements. I feel like since the Gannon Burr situation, everybody's a little bit more tight-lipped about sponsorships and really keeping to like, all right, 1/1/25, or like when the year ends, like that's when the agreement's over. But I feel like a lot of our latest and greatest and disc golf moves are going to come from what we've seen today. But I'll just open to the floor. Does anybody have any hot takes, surprises, just reactions to the news we've seen so far today?
I'm very fascinated to see where Ezra Robinson goes. Isaac's going to go wherever he wants to go. Good for you. I bet his name isn't going to really sell disc unless it gets into like Innova's hands, honestly. And a lot of people be like, what do you mean? Well, I think Innova has that fan base where if they see world champion on it, people want to buy the disc maybe. But any other place, I don't think it makes much of a difference. But Ezra, on the other hand, does he follow his brother or does he form his own path? It'll be very fascinating to see.
I would be impressed if he did, or if they did, just because like in a down year, how good both of them are at disc golf, trying to get both of those contracts in line. I mean, there's definitely companies who've got it like that, but that's just a tough thing to double up on.
Also find it funny how we were talking a couple years ago of all these people, like who's going to go to Discraft, and I haven't heard a single peep about hype over people going to Discraft at this point.
TSA went to Discraft.
Yeah,
that is the word I've heard for Ezra, at least from sources that I'll actually talk about that are somewhat reputable. But I was going to say exactly what Matt was going to say. I think in a COVID world where everybody like has money, like will pay players, I think that Ezra and Isaac stay together 100%. But I think right now where it's a down year, I think a lot of companies are really, really looking at, Innova specifically, are looking at what is the actual rate of return that we're getting from paying these players all this money. And you have a situation that we really don't see often where, Isaac's right now number 4 in the world, Ezra's number 11, down 2 spots at the end of the year, which is kind of criminal in my mind after the year he had. But this is the official world rankings where they still have Eagle at 9. So take that with a grain of salt. They have 2, I'll say top 10 players that, would like to sign with the same company, but also maximize their own return is very, very difficult to do with, the same manufacturer sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that comment from Hammer?
Nico to Mellow Disc Golf?
Nope, the other one.
World of disc golf is about to be flipped upside down here soon. From Drew Gibson.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a crazy, I don't think it's an insane surprise just because we know stuff is getting swapped around. Even if like crazy stuff happens, it kind of has to, we can't exist in the same.
Imagine Isaac Robinson going to Finish Line Disc.
Hey.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
No, it's funny because I feel like at this point, like I've followed pro disc golf long enough to have seen multiple things that I would have never thought were possible. Starting I think with the chain of Paul leaving Innova, like in my mind at that time, it was like that was unfathomable. So I think at this point, you have Paul leaving, you have Simon leaving Discmania, you have Ricky going back and forth to whoever will pay him the most. It's like I feel like we've gotten to a point, at least where a lot of the fans are like, I mean, anything's possible. Climo left Innova. It's like we're in a world where money talks, and it's interesting the dynamic it's made from COVID, where like everybody's getting paid a ton, and now we're kind of back to nobody's really getting paid. Like how that shifted the mindset of I think players.
I think it's kind of weird though. Most of us know the time before. Matt, do you know like pre-COVID disc golf?
Vaguely. I was playing, but I wasn't following anything. So
okay, because I
was playing 2018, 2019, but not much,
the paychecks weren't that big for the pros. And then this boom happened, and we keep seeing these numbers come up, and we're like, holy crap, this guy's getting this much, this person's getting this much.
Yeah.
Like Kona. Remember when Kona was making $500,000 a year, and we were like, what is going on?
Yep.
Well,
I think it was 500,000 for 4 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely 500K total, but yeah, it was a lot.
Still, yeah,
No, for sure.
that's the amount of time you go to high school, and you just made $500,000.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what people that started in like COVID times and only know those numbers. Well, Tyler, you're different. You're like smarter than that.
But I
Oh
also
my
think-
gosh, he said it.
like
He
you-
said it. Clip
oh my
it. Clip
God,
it. Clip it.
Put that on social media.
I'm saying you understand like the market and like value and stuff like that. Some of these kids only know that X, Y, and Z make $1 million every single year. And now
Yeah.
it's like, what are they going to think when they hear that Big Germ got like $50 and a pack of jerky?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great point, Corey, that a lot of people don't really know that, like, a lot of stuff that I think about often, like, of the before times, I guess, where, like, you have Paul Macbeth, right, at Innova, who is the, arguably best player of all time, can't get Innova to tell him how many Tour Series discs he's selling, like, can't get a breakdown of that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, you keep selling discs, and, like, him and Sexton are running clinics to stay out on tour. I have this thought as probably a broader thought, but I'll mention it here since that kind of goes into it. I think overall, like, where we're headed right now will end up being better for the growth of the game because we're getting back to pros being very accessible and having to run events to stay on tour, which probably isn't the best for the pros.
We're also deflating. We're deflating all of the prices that are not sustainable.
Right. For
I
sure.
think that's another, like, I know we talked about this in the Discord a while ago. I think Hammer brought it up that things like cornhole can be on ESPN, but we can't watch disc golf like on a major network like that.
Right.
And I think one thing about that is cornhole is so easy to do.
And
Like you
film.
literally just set up boards anywhere. You
Easy
can
to
have
film.
it. Yeah, easy to film, easy to play. And if you have one person that wants to fork over, let's say $1 million, that'll probably fund the entire like world championship of cornhole.
Right.
Us, on the other hand, we have to get property. We have to get like the means of recording live
Logistics
video.
nightmare.
Yeah, like it's a bigger sport in the sense of you have to do so many little intricate things to get it to even work properly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough like that. And I think us shrinking back down is going to be not only a reality check to a lot of these pros and people that want to go like full tour and stuff, but it's going to get us back to like, okay, this is the real process. This isn't like an inflated number of money because COVID told you could do 3 things outside. You could go for a bike ride, you could go disc golf, and you can go
Kayak. Whatever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was like there was like 4 things that they said like you could do this, this, or this, or I'm going to arrest you.
I got a question I was just thinking about a minute ago, and then I want to jump back to talking about
Why is it called Around the Horn?
player movement.
Great
Do you actually think that Simon's getting $1 million a year, or is it actually more?
Oh, more.
I would-
for sure.
Because-
I would say more. I would say
Because-
I think it's $1 million probably guaranteed, and then like
Yeah.
that
It's
guy
all
sells
guaranteed.
frisbees.
Paul got $1 million a year for 10 years in 2018, and things inflated big time. I think it's a pretty large number, and I think who fumbled the bag was Eagle signing a 5-year deal. I think he should have went longer.
Yeah. I
Than
will say
5
this
years.
too, speaking of just player compensation, I would not be surprised if outside of tournament winnings, Gannon is still the most paid player because his contract
You
is
think-
so heavily based on incentives, and he won so
could be,
much.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think that dude is getting paid.
I will say this: we threw the Nordic Phenom 3 on Monday. It's a good disc. It's a very good
Which
disc.
disc is that?
It's a DD3, but that's
DD3.
Nicklas. It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
um,
I was so good.
Gannon's is the.
I just thought it was weird that the Nordic Phenom changed.
Yeah, that was weird to me
molds.
too.
Like, yeah.
It
That was a
yeah.
weird move, but
Um,
I'll be honest. I
what-
wouldn't be surprised if that change was the fact that Gannon throws PDs like his life. depends
try-
on it, and
Facts.
like
Doesn't
They're-
need a
they're
DD3
gonna-
to throw 700 feet.
does
You
it-
can throw a PD
yeah,
that far.
exactly. And so it's like we don't really care how good Nicholas is. Gannon is better. So if Gannon might want that down the line,
I feel like I'm just a ranting guy today, but Nicholas gets kind of slept on. I feel like,
Yeah.
like
I do think
Oh, he's
Gannon
good.
wasn't as good as he is, but Nicholas is good.
He's very popular in Europe.
Yeah.
He might be the most popular player in Europe, honestly. I'm thinking about how the world of disc golf is about to be flipped upside down. You know what I've been seeing on Discgrass Factory? A lot of Paul Macbeth discs going on discount for like 60% right now.
yep. I was just looking at that today, actually.
He's out of there.
What's going on with that?
He's out of there.
Well, I don't think he's out of there or anything. I think it's just moving stock. You know what I would be interested to note?
I don't know.
What would be interesting to note is how many or how few analysis tools were used, like business analysis tools were used during COVID time versus how many have been used in the last year. You know, this is like
Yeah.
a outside, like there's no way there was, or at least it doesn't not seem like there was any market analysis going on when signing players. Maybe there was a company or two that was doing it versus I bet you that stuff is on lock. Not as much as any other industry would have, but in like compared to the last couple of years, comparing like how much did this disc sell and other things like that. Because it's just the numbers that went out, sometimes it felt like no one, like what confirmed that this player was getting this amount. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's some that are obvious. Simon Lizotte, bro, just pay the guy whatever. MVP, we've already said MVP probably made their money back, but the other people
in the
it's
first
like-
month.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
But anything like that is just, I don't know. I'm just curious about that. I don't know.
No,
if
I
there's any
think you're
company-
definitely right that in COVID, like I think the only company that did not like severely, I guess Discraft's probably immune to this too, but I think a lot of companies severely overspent their means and like, oh, we need machines, we got to spend all this money to get plastic. And I think the people that affects the most are like the TSAs, where we're seeing now that they're having a lot of trouble where you're not producing your plastic. Like I know Will mentioned this a lot in a lot of interviews that he recently did. Like luckily Prodigy makes the majority of their plastics on their machines, their discs
Yeah.
on their machines, to where they have a lot of control of like, if we're slow right now, just don't make any more product. Whereas if you're a TSA, you have to order that well ahead of time. Players that have already signed, what I want to say is just round of applause to Discraft to being like the only company that I feel like for everyone in the disc golf world, the obvious move, Discraft does it, where a lot of times you have to question like, what's Innova doing? What's going on over here? Discraft's like, hey, AB's super popular. Let's sign him right now.
Yeah.
Lock that guy up. So just shout out to them for just having some good business sense, I feel like, because it's a little rare in the manufacturer
I'd say,
sphere.
honestly, I'd say it's anything in Michigan right now is just
Yeah.
doing good. Like MVP, they know what they're doing. We're assuming they're going to be making really high end bags for Simon and
Yeah, I'm
Eagle.
curious to see where that goes.
I have a strong feel. I mean, they already make bags
Right.
and they're good quality. But
I think he alluded to them doing something a year ago.
yeah,
I might. Yeah, I feel like I remember that too. But no,
He said, because I remember when he switched over, he was like, guys, I'm still with Grip, but if something changes in the future, then I'm open to, listen to it or something like that. I remember he
Yeah,
made
that's
some
why
comment.
I mentioned this in our Discord when it came out. Like, I feel like MVP didn't love that they were still sponsored by Grip, but we're like, we'll let you like honor that to get you, sort of thing. Because I think Simon's the type of guy where he doesn't want to like leave a contract or break something, to where they were like, okay, like you can finish out your contract, but we'll cook something up for you when
didn't
that's
he
over.
not finish with Discmania?
He got bought out.
No.
You know, that's different.
Where is this rumor coming about Ricky leaving Dynamic Disc?
yeah, I did not hear this at all. Are we just saying this because you can buy
Oh,
Raptor?
I've seen it a
Uh,
couple places.
Somebody put it in our Discord, so
I've seen it in a few areas from what I'll say are reputable people. Usually what they say about the offseason is correct. So
Okay.
not willing to stake my put my name on it, but I'll say I've seen some people say that.
Did I miss that?
I think Mike.
When was that put in the?
I think Mike put it in our Discord of like movements that were happening or things that were going on. So maybe that is what Drew's talking about, but I don't know what Ricky would be. It'd be really actually funny if Ricky was going back to.
Speaking
Innova.
of guys that'll leave a contract early, it's my guy.
Was
Rick.
did Ricky
He's good. He's gold at it.
did Ricky play for Prodigy?
Yeah,
What if Will's whole plan
Oh my
is
god.
to
like,
like
dump everybody but Rick.
get the OG team? So like
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Oh,
Rick.
I could see that.
Obviously, they're not gonna be able to get Yuli because that's just
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna mention that. I gotta
There's
give a
no way.
shout. I gotta give a shout out to Paul Ulibarri for making big boy really good business decisions years and years ago for going to
Oh, yeah.
disc graft, because him going to disc graft, being the captain, and then also getting the captain's raptor, he did the Nate Sexton move of getting something that was really popular, and I don't know how the cap wrap got so popular, honestly.
People like
Because
me.
then there's Jeremy Colling on the other hand, who missed out, who I think is arguably or was a better player than Paul. Now Paul is showing his longevity of being a better player now than Germ, but
you know what I think it is with the cap wrap. One of the most popular molds back in the day with like DOS and all them was the Predator.
mhm.
And they're trying to shy away from names that sound kind of iffy.
Mm.
They got rid of the
Disrespect-ish.
Predator. They got
I
rid
didn't
of the
think about that.
Stalker. They got rid of like a lot of like
I didn't think about that.
they're names that work with like Animal Kingdom kind of things,
Right.
prey, predator, but like in the sense of like nowadays, you don't really use that for that. So they got rid of all of that. The Predator is basically the cap wrap. Yeah.
Predator.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
you
that's a 9404,
yes.
and the cap wrap is what 9314.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same disc. They just modified the numbers so it's not like a clone.
Yeah. It's pretty, but like the popularity is just like popped off. Like when I see, or when I play in tournaments, everyone who's throwing an overstable, like the most overstable fairway that's like can push is a cap wrap. Everyone's throwing it because it's the most reliable one, is what everyone tells me. It's like, why wouldn't you just throw a Firebird instead of a cap wrap? But everyone wants a cap wrap. I don't know. It's just they did a good job marketing. And anyways, I was thinking about that.
It's also the Yuli thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like Yuli.
I don't
like,
know.
I feel like Yuli's
lot
the
of people
classic
like Yuli.
example
Interesting.
of willing to put in the work. Like, I feel like Germ could have easily been Yuli, but I mean, no shade to Germ. He wants to like 3D print minis and do art and like have all this other stuff. Where like Yuli is a grinder. Like Yuli does lessons, does the
Very
Power
true.
Disc Golf Academy, does the podcast. Like that guy
Business.
will put in the work.
And plus, how often do you hear about like a bad story with Germ? How often do you hear about
Pretty
Yuli?
forking.
You don't really hear things like that with Yuli, except for that like European.
Hey, if
Bar
that guy's in Norway, watch
brawl.
out. But if he's in the States, he's chilling.
Yeah.
Just to wrap us up a little bit on this topic, I know we've been a little all over the place. I'll start out. I'll just ask two questions. Your boldest prediction of where you think a player is going. Something you believe in, but still is kind of a hot take. And then what surprised you the most so far today? I'll say for me so far today, Germ surprised me the most. That was definitely a guy that I could have seen staying at Innova forever. But it sounds like he has something that he believes in, that he's got lined up that he wants to pursue. At least that's what it sounds like on social media. And then I'm getting really behind Ezra to Discraft. I think that Isaac is not likely to go there, and I don't think that they can go to the same place. So I think that lines up really well for Ezra at Discraft, and that makes their team terrifying going into next year.
Double Ezzies at
It's true.
Discraft.
Put it on a disc, man. Stamp it up.
I'll give like my winner in loser in that sense. Loser is Prodigy, because I don't even know what they're doing with having players play for them, so I have no idea what's going on. And then honestly, I would say like my winner, and I'll make a prediction on that too. I think it's going to be Innova. I think Innova has opened up a spot for somebody to come in, another big name. I think they want to sign like one big name, and then that's it. I still think they will, so I'm going to stick to it.
I agree with Tyler. I was going to say the exact same thing. I think Innova will sign one big name. I don't know what it'll be. I guess I could agree with the Prodigy thing, but also
John
John
Corey
Innova.
Greenwood.
We'll get in there. I agree with the Prodigy thing, but also if Prodigy's in a weird spot, they might have to take a year or two and just not really have pros. And I think that's fine if it's going to save your brand from, not existing.
They've done all this work to prepare this plastic. So I don't know what their business
Maybe they have
strategy
to
is.
on it and plastic is our thing. We're gonna get great at plastic. Maybe that's what they're gonna do.
I wonder if they're thinking like, let's get our plastic right, and then like a year from now, all the mid-tier pros that lost their sponsors won't be asking for nearly as much, and we'll just like pick and choose from.
I've been thinking about that too.
Yeah, that could be a swoop. I don't know what my other thought on this offseason so far is.
It's more like who is a fan favorite that's a mid player.
Yeah.
That's what you got to go with. Corey, what do you got?
Well, first off, I think you guys hit Prodigy on the head. I think they're gonna do the whole Dan Campbell thing and really go from like the ground up.
Bite
and
kneecaps.
Yeah, fix everything before you try and sign people that you can't like. If they don't like the product or if they don't care for the product, they're not gonna like push it. So why not wait until the product is perfect? And the stuff that I've felt so far with like the new, I believe it's going to be the new 500, is like really, really good.
Dude, it is really good. I have one.
Do you?
Yeah. This is the new 500 plastic.
No, it's a new blend of plastic that I think is going to turn into their 500. It doesn't say 500 on it.
So this was their new blend last year of 500 plastic. If they got a new, then that's wild.
That's what I was told by my buddy Alex.
I think they finally
Like
got
the
all
one
the
that
chalk
has-
out. I think they finally fixed the chalk thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, actually, they
that's
added
not-
more chalk.
Yeah, I hope
Just
they did.
Chalk it back.
It was-
up.
It was like it was like they thought that they had
Whoa.
not enough oil,
Yeah.
but it was they had too much oil.
Well,
Take it
here's the
back
thing.
up.
Now it's two products. It chalks your hand up and
Yeah.
you throw the disc.
Insane.
And
Bro,
that's
look at
perfect.
this thing. This thing is like gold.
Yeah, Scott Cash mentions Broad's new vid. He got a bunch of new stuff. Shout out to Broad's 30-day Prodigy Challenge. Somebody go back in the Discord when I said I want to do that, but now Broad's doing it. So
Yeah, and
Shout out,
that
shout out.
that does send an interesting message. I wouldn't be surprised if Prodigy moves to a more media thoughtful
creator focused.
'Cause, yeah, you're not signing anyone, but you send Broad literally with 50 or 60 discs in a bag.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if that starts happening across a lot of disc golf YouTubers. I think it becomes apparent what they're trying to do, but
Yeah.
we'll see if that happens.
And then I will say that the Innova thing didn't take me it didn't throw me off at all. I was kind of prepared to see that many people not on the team, but it was kind of weird and refreshing to see just like a few names on that list, which was wild. We haven't seen Discrafts. I'm curious. I want to see who's there. I want to see if we see names that we thought were going to be there and they're not. Because I don't know if everyone's going to be
Brody.
making those announcements that say like, hey, thanks Discraft for blah, 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 blah. I mean, the thing is though, with Brody, even if he's still selling stuff,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
he's still pushing, he's still like a big name. So like, why get rid of him if it's really not doing anything of harm for Discraft?
The only thing that I think against that is if I was Discraft, I would still then want him to be making content, and that guy is not making content in disc golf in a disc golf sense at all. I think his last
Maybe,
upload
but-
to that channel was 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, but it could be like, hey, I'm going to take the rest of the year off, and then I'm just going to go full force.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
maybe-
the other hard thing is we never know. Brody could be hurt right
Yeah.
now. Nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, that's valid. I am excited to see some.
And then with the
the
just to stir the pot, with the Drew comment, no comment.
Corey knows though.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
Well done.
Of course you do.
Stay around long enough on the live stream, you may find out.
Yeah. let me just crack into this.
yeah, there you go.
We'll find out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm happy
there's,
that
Go
I'm
ahead.
happy that Kevin is still with Innova. I just looked at that real quick.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, I actually
Bino.
didn't. I did not really expect that, but that's pretty cool. So
I
I
still
didn't
think
know
it's
why.
weird that it's the opposite team. Like,
But
I think
the
champion
is
should
lower,
be
and
Right.
yeah, that's a
like the
weird.
way. Yeah, like when you think star, I think like more closer to like media content creator. Like, oh, you're a star, and then you're a champion. But it's
Right.
the other way around. It's like, oh yeah, you're a champion over there. It's really weird.
That
Yep.
wraps up the news that we have so far. Expect some shakeups in the next couple weeks that we will then talk about. Hopefully, some announcements to come, but at least an interesting start to 2025 so far. Next up, I've already alluded to it. This last week's challenge was super fun, but Matt, what we got for the weekly challenge update this week?
So you guys weirded me out because I did the challenge I did the challenge like a week and a half ago. And so I'm like running behind, like I thought we were doing a totally different challenge. But the last one we did was your disc must add up to even. The
Yes.
turn and the fade must add up to even. Would anyone like to tell us how they felt about it? Because I have to go back to find mine of that.
I can talk about mine. This is the one I did on Monday. So I was playing with my buddy. This is I played 18 holes with these 5 discs. And then I played that 9 holes where I had that throw in. I chose the Surge SS, the Thunderbird Pipeline, the Truth, Zone OS, and my regular putting putter. Funny thing I put in the Discord is after I got done playing, I thought, oh, I could have just thrown Destroyers because it has a -1 turn and a 3 of fade. So I was like, I'm an idiot. Instead, I started going with Surge SS. But I also threw a couple really sick shots on forehand with that disc that allowed me. I got an eagle with it on one hole. I don't know if it was fun to throw some different stuff. I don't know if it helped me in any or it made my game worse in any way, shape, or form. It was just fun.
It wasn't supposed to help you. It was supposed to challenge you.
Corey, I know. I said that first. I'm just saying I enjoyed throwing different plastic I wouldn't normally throw, but I will say the second part of it, I think is, yeah, it didn't change my game, which is totally fine.
Yeah,
There's
but it was
nothing-
supposed to challenge you.
That's
It didn't
really
cha-
hard.
I wasn't that. I was challenged. I enjoyed throwing different plastic though, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Nothing wrong with it. I enjoyed it.
I was definitely challenged. Like I said, I filmed mine. That'll be out next Monday. I took out some stuff I don't normally throw or stuff that I'd thrown before. So I took out a Sphinx, an Anubis, what else did I take? A Myth. That was the big one. So I took a Myth. This is what I'll talk about the most. You'll see it in the video. I normally throw Tombs. I couldn't throw Tombs because they did not adhere to the compliance of this challenge. I throw Tombs because they're very shallow and I power grip all of my shots, whether or not it's a putter or whatever. A Myth is a beaded P2 at the end of the day, which is very different than a Tomb. And I struggled a lot with that, and on a short course where I had to throw putters a lot. So look forward to that, but that did not go very well for me. Spoiler alert.
What's that, Corey?
It's Tomb.
Tomb.
Oh, you got one.
Yep. I needed to. Well, one, I wanted to try it. Two, might be making a video about that.
Of course you are.
His video.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Myth was not a fit for me. That did not go well. And the new Neon Marvels are sick.
Oh.
Mhm.
I want to make one quick comment about
Before.
the disc I threw. I felt like either I was throwing, it was fascinating because I was throwing a Truth, which is a 5502, which is actually just flies straight and then just kind of finishes at the very end of the flight. Pipeline, same exact thing. Thunderbird, kind of the exact same thing, but you can throw it on a forehand, which is why I put it in the bag. And then Surge SS is super understable, but you can manage it. Not super understable. It's understable, but you can manage it because it is a faster speed disc. And then I had a Zone OS, which was like crazy overstable. So all the stuff I had, I felt like were very, very straight. I was thinking while I was playing my round, if I was throwing odd number stuff, I wonder if it would be like more like really overstable or really understable. I was thinking about that a little bit. Like I would be throwing stuff that's like a -2-1 or like an 0-3. So it would be like really understable and really overstable. But the even numbers kept myself really straight in that select. Anyways.
The disc I forgot was the Conqueror, which is a 12.404, and
That's what I wanted to hear about
This thing may not be that overstable. I'd only thrown it a couple times. It's that overstable. Don't worry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
And unless, I mean, I may have just been super weak that day, but I threw a few forehands with it, and that thing, maybe not like super, like if you put it on angle, it'll still drift, but like this ground play that thing had was
it
insane.
does have ground
like
play.
that will skip. I threw a shot that I think skipped about 80 feet after it hit the ground, like to the other side. I was like, this is wild.
I've really beat mine in, so it's not straight, but it's going to take a lot longer if I put it on an Anheuser to start to finish.
Yeah.
So, Matt, you have any comments?
Yeah, I'll say this. I 100% did not do the same thing Tyler did. I threw pretty stable stuff. Like I took out multiple -1-3 discs. So I threw I had the Wraith that I threw that's like not ridiculously stable, but you know,
I could have thrown a Wraith too.
Yeah, you could have thrown a Wraith. I don't know what this guy was thinking.
Man. I don't know.
I threw a Wraith. I threw.
I'll tell you what I was thinking after you're done talking.
I threw a Wraith. I threw an Uplink.
Uplink.
Uplink because that's a -3-1.
-3-1. Yeah.
Or -3-0.5 or something.
But we said round up, so you're fine.
Right.
Yeah.
I threw an Uplink. I actually don't remember what throwing. I think I took the range from MVP out because it's technically a 0-0. I think. I actually did not make a good enough note about that. But the thing I had a weirdly tough time was with my mid ranges and putters. Like I did not have any mid ranges or putters that were either 0-2 or 0-0.
Here's what I'll say. Here's my biggest takeaway: the Infinite Anubis / Innova like Mako 3, that kind of disc, so sick, so underrated. If you don't throw one of those, go throw one of those. They're so good.
That's what I was going to say,
5500.
actually, was do you find yourself when you start to limit the amount of disc you have to start, what direction do you start moving towards to find disc, like stability-wise?
See, I went straight. Like I went like the Anubis is 5500. Normally, I would never forehand that thing, but I threw a forehand in that video or like in that round. That is one of the best forehands I've ever thrown. It was insane.
So my thought was I don't want to add a disc to the collection I'm throwing that's overstable. I would rather throw something that is if I wanted something overstable for like a shorter approach, I would throw like a 9-speed that could go straight. So that's why I threw a Thunderbird, because I know I can throw that on a forehand with a little bit of hyzer and it could pop up and go straight. And so that's why I chose a Thunderbird. So yeah, I mean, I was just curious about, do you guys think like, okay, I want this to be understable, this to be overstable, or is it more like my thought process was I want predominantly everything to be kind of straight as much as I can?
Yeah, it's definitely the approach I took. Was just everything was relatively straight. So, but Corey, we haven't heard from you yet. What all did you take out? What all did you take out? How did it go?
So I went with a Marvel, which is an 0-2 putter. I went with what did I go with? The Zone OS.
Zone OS. Right.
Yep, I went with the Zone OS, which I haven't thrown since probably they came out. Like it's
tough.
It's tough because I think that it's gonna fly like a zone and it doesn't.
I took a Jawbreaker one, so I cheated a little bit. I took a Jawbreaker one.
Either way, it's
still
disc.
stable, yeah.
I took out the Sector, which is technically, so the weird thing with Finish Line and Infinite is I don't know if they communicate that well when it comes to flight numbers. On Finish Line, it says that it is a 550-1.5, and what we were doing is if it has a 0.5, you round up. So that was a 2. I also noticed that I have a lot of discs that have 0.5 at the end, and I didn't realize it. But the Sector is amazing. I also thought about it, and any like Buzz, Hex, all of those are -1-1. You can, yeah, those would have evened out. So that's cool. And then after the Sector, I went Pipeline and Predator, which the Predator I just got my hands on. It is pretty freaking beefy, but it was a lot of fun. I needed it a lot because when me and Mac went out, it was super, super windy. And we decided to go to the course that is right next to the expressway, which even on a calm day makes it friggin' Oklahoma tornadoes.
Bad day.
So, yeah. I also want to give a huge shout out to Greg Katz, Arctic Cats Disc Golf. I don't think he might not have done every single challenge so far, but he has asked about it, which is really cool.
That's cool.
Which means him and his buddies are having fun with this. So,
Which is what
he-
it's all about.
yeah. And with this
That's
one,
cool.
he actually put out a video of them playing at least 9 holes doing this challenge, which is awesome. Couldn't ask for a better follower, I guess, of our challenges. But yeah, the only thing I noticed was even numbers kind of suck compared to odd numbers. I feel like
I agree.
you have a better chance of finding what you need with odd numbers. You have to look a little harder for even.
Yeah.
And just like you said, it's either neutral or it's like
Straight.
overstable.
Yeah.
Like those were the two options that I was kind of dealing with. There
You're
wasn't
either like
anything-
you're like a 0 or you're like a 4. So it's like
yeah.
Not a lot in between for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I thought about like I was thinking about maybe I bring out like an Excalibur or something like that. I just chose to not do that.
Yeah.
So, Taylor, what's our next challenge? Because this was your idea, and I like
Yeah,
it.
so I popped in an idea for the new year here as we enter 2025, which is new year, new me. I think we had decided on 5 discs being like a good amount to kind of have a challenge with. So I think I am going to include the putter in this. So you have to go out with a new putter and try something out. But basically what I envisioned is bring out 5 discs. You pick whatever, if you want to do one distance, one control, whatever, just whatever bag you want to build for yourself. But it cannot be a disc that you spent significant time with in 2024. So if that was something you tested out once or twice, threw it in field work, that's fine. That's eligible. But if this is like a disc that when you're playing, competitive rounds, league rounds, tournament rounds, or just your typical like more than 4 or 5 casual rounds, that disc is ineligible. You can't use it. So try out some new stuff. I think that's what a lot of the heart of the weekly challenges are, to kind of stretch your collection and try some things you maybe wouldn't have tried otherwise. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to see what people cook up with that.
Are you saying 5 and a putter or 5 including a putter?
5 including a putter, I'll say.
Got it. And it says it's a putter that it's not our normal putter, right?
Correct. Yeah, something that you did not spend a significant amount of time with in 2024. So something.
Gotcha. Cool.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'm actually going to go straight into our next scheduled segment. It's The Floor is Yours. I have something that I've been thinking about since Germ left Innova today, and really since Kale left Prodigy as well. But I kind of want to get some discourse and thoughts on. I'm very curious what disc golf will look like, and even give it on the long end, like 6 to 10 years, but even on the short end, 4 years, where people like me, people that have followed the game for a long time, our favorite players are going to be Masters age, that are playing a lot of Masters events. And I'm curious what you guys think about what's that going to look like, because I could definitely see a world where maybe not live and maybe not part of the Pro Tour, but like a well-produced, like post-produced Jomez Pro style tournament coverage of a Masters event. I would watch that, maybe even over like a live Pro Tour event, just because it's players that I've watched for a long time, that I have kind of already built that fandom of. So I'm curious like how that's going to transition as a lot of players like me that people have watched over the past 10 years kind of age into the age protected divisions.
For me, I want to see those guys play courses that they can birdie holes though. I'm not talking like pitch and putt, but like if I'm seeing these guys struggle to like get the distance to birdie holes, then it's not going to be fun to watch, in my opinion. Like I want to see birdies.
That's a big point. Yeah, that's a big point for me as well, where like I don't know about you guys. For me, a lot of the current pro game is a little stale, and like here's an open 480-foot par 3 that who can throw the biggest hyzer at. Like Gannon or AB's throwing a backhand or forehand hyzer on, where like I would like to go back to the days of let's see Kale like just shred some woods. And like, maybe that's not the best live product, but again, if that's a well-produced, like post-produced product of maybe some courses we don't typically see, or like not the longest for current Pro Tour standards, that would be fun for me to watch for sure. Like get Germ and Kale out there just full laying some lines. I would definitely watch that.
And this is a side topic, so I'll only spend 30 seconds on it. But like when Corey used to talk about certain Mandos, I used to thought like, man, I don't really want to have that. But like if you're gonna have guys have to throw a certain disc on a certain shot, like ceiling wise, you need to have like a triple Mando or something like that. So I actually wish they would do some more of that to make the creativity come back in, or having to throw certain shots with like mid ranges, or like it's a 350-foot hole, but you have to throw like a high speed fairway because the ceiling is so low. And for you to get the disc there, you have to. So, anyways,
What
Yeah.
I want to see is, we probably won't see this in like the actual tournaments, but for something like an All-Star Games, to have something crazy like put a couple hula hoops like strung in the air, and you have to see how many you can get through or something like that, and have them kind of like staggered to where it would be throwing lines in the woods, but you don't have to have the woods. You just have to have like the gaps.
Right.
Because then you could put a camera on top, on the sides. You could put a camera anywhere.
That would be a cool like
And-
all-star event, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I'd be willing. I mean, I think I'd be willing to watch post produced for sure. Yeah, definitely not live, but that's a good thought, Taylor. I didn't actually think about that. I still think we have a ways till some of these guys, like Paul Macbeth, are in Masters. I think there's a large gap, but I mean, Matty O's got to be getting there soon, right? He's like
Yeah.
37, maybe 38. He's got a
Yeah.
couple more years, so like that age group right there, you know, the germs.
Yeah, but there's also that like
Oh my gosh, if Seppo came back, I would be all in.
they
I
might
miss
be
that
the
guy so
age,
bad, man.
Yeah,
but there's a mentality between like competing in normal and competing in 40.
for sure.
I think you hit
I
that
agree.
wave where like I mean, think about the guys that would play like Barsby, Matteo, Sexton, Germ. Like you hit a wave there of the older pros. Obviously, the biggest one will be Paul, right? Like, but that's a
Yeah,
ways away when Paul hits. But I do think there's even of that era, those older pros that are relatively popular. And I mean, even older than that will probably still be able to compete. I know Johnny was mentioned in the chat. Like a Barry Schultz can still, if it's on shorter courses, can still absolutely be competitive.
Mike says, I care more about the Little Caesars challenge than Big Germ. That's funny.
That's good.
Yeah, that is funny.
If just throwing a little insight, we might have a challenge where people's got to eat pizza and play disc golf at the same time, but we'll save that for a couple months down the road.
Yeah, let it warm up.
Yeah, a little
It's
bit.
preheating. It's preheating.
Yeah.
That's a good thought, too, Taylor. I don't really have anything I wanted to bring to the table because I figured we'd be talking about the moves and all that kind of stuff. I know I'd be talking about myself for a while.
I kind of have a question that is based more on how we were just talking about wooded, like tight wooded sniper holes. What would you say is like should be recommended, or like what size gap needs to be there for it to be like not gimmicky? Because I hear like, oh, this isn't even a line. This is just woods. But there's certain times where I see a shot that's like 2, maybe 3 feet wide, and I'm like, there's the line.
My first thought was 6 feet.
6 feet? Okay.
That's
Well,
based
Corey-
on nothing other than my first instinct, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there is that one hole, if you guys remember, that I put a picture of in our Discord long time ago of it's this
The
one
Iron Hill?
No, it's a different one. It's called Green Ridge. It's a par 5, but it had trees lining this fairway, and it's so close together. And I'm like, this is stupid. And you were like, I want to play that so bad because I think the best
I like the competition.
it's kind of like a dumb line. It's like a walking path, like really, really short walking.
Yeah.
Like I put my arms out and I could hit both the trees, and it's a line like that, like
Perfect.
pretty far.
Perfect.
So it seems really, really dumb.
Like, I think I might have been the only one that was bummed out when we were at USDGC and we didn't play, what is that, hole 4?
Oh,
Yeah.
the whole way.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I wanted to play it. We just looked over there. We're like, oh, we forgot about that hole. Let's not go over there.
Yeah.
I would have loved to play it.
Yeah, that one's good. I played like 3 weekends ago, one that was like a 3-foot gap, and you had to throw a flex shot, and it was like 3 feet the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was like, how do you flex a disc but also keep it within 3 feet perfectly? And then I watched some guy come back after me after I threw like 4 shots at it. His buddy immediately messes it up and he just parks it for birdie. So I have no clue. Like,
I
Always a
can
sneaky
ask.
line.
I can ask a question on top of that question. What's easier to hit, a gap that is 30 feet in front of you, or a gap that's like 100 feet in front of you? So I'll give you this scenario: 30 feet in front of you, arms length apart. Okay, we'll call it maybe 50 feet. All right, 100 feet away, and it's about a 20-foot gap. Which one's
I think
easier
it's
to
the
hit?
same.
Option A for me, absolutely. Closer.
I think it's
Hitting the closer gap.
yeah.
For
I'd
me,
say
it's the further gap
yeah.
Well,
I
okay. Here's
Yeah.
the other question.
because the
Even
closer
though
one gets in my head all the time.
Even though it's closer, how far do you have to go after?
I mean, you still got to go like another, we'll call it like a par 4. Like if I'm playing at the woods at like Iron Hill, there's small gaps. So the thing about Iron Hill, the gaps are early, and if you hit it early, it's manageable. But so anyways, that it gets in my head. It's really, really difficult.
Because I feel like hitting a gap like that is cake if I'm not throwing full power. Like if I don't have to go a
Yeah.
certain distance
Right.
after.
If you're not trying to throw like 450 and also hit a gap, like
Yes.
Let's
Right.
say you got to hit the gap and get 300 feet of distance.
Wait, say that
So-
again.
You have to hit the short gap in front of you and get 300 feet of distance. Like
Easy.
that's the goal.
yeah, I'm chilling with that for sure.
For some
I'll just
reason
disc up. I'll throw something
300 is
faster.
that 300 is that perfect window of like I can make it to 300 and still be accurate with what I'm hitting. Cuz that's either throwing a mid hard, which for some reason throwing a mid is different than throwing like a driver.
Agreed.
I can aim a mid. Well, I'm saying I can aim a mid in the hand. It feels different. Like I can aim a mid
Yeah.
and still get it that distance, or it would be softing a fairway.
Like
which-
for me, I have a much better time hitting a gap off the tee than holes that are like you start out in the open and then back in the woods and have to hit a gap to go in. Like I'm terrible at that, but I can.
See,
hit,
I'm
like,
all
the
about
first
that.
time.
I'm in the same boat as Tyler. I'm all about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
what
all
it-
about disc golf, man.
Same.
That's why we're here,
Like-
dude. That's why we're here.
Actually, I am playing some golf tomorrow though,
Oh,
Mm.
nice.
so that'll be
Fair
fun.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
mean,
all about disc golf, man.
all about it. All about it.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, just because I was there was a gap out in the distance on the longer tee pad that we don't normally play at this course, and they're like, "Man, that's a tough gap." I'm like, "No, it's not." And they're like, "Okay, I want to see you hit it," and I hit it like perfect. And they're like, "How did you do that?" And then I struggled with a shot earlier in the round where I smacked a tree that was like 50 feet off the tee pad, and they're like, "How did you hit that tree?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's in my head. Like the
Well,
shorter
I ha-
gaps are,
I
like,
have
are hard
noticed-
for me.
If the tree is closer to you, you have a higher tendency of focusing on the tree, and then you hit
That's-
the tree.
That's
You know what I
like
mean?
there's a
Like-
law about that. Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's 150, maybe 200 feet away, you can stare at that tree and aim for it, and you're still probably not hitting it.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why at Iron Hill, like forehand players are usually the people that play the best there, is because the gaps are early. You can hit gaps easier with the forehand, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
tough.
Hey, we got a new Discord person.
Welcome
Hooray.
to the
Join the
club.
Discord.
Thanks for joining the Discord.
You done messed up, AA Ron. That's awesome.
It's
Okay,
good.
so segmenting off of the size of gaps and stuff, we always talk about making the basket different sizes.
No,
What do you
don't
mean,
do
no?
it. Don't
Tyler
do
doesn't
it.
Talk about it.
Don't do it.
Well, what am I
I
not
don't.
doing?
I'm saying I don't want to change the size.
Of what?
Same.
The basket.
The skit.
Like what part of it?
Any of it.
I
Leave
think
the
we
basket
should
alone,
shrink,
Brittany.
I think we should shrink the height of the window.
Here's my 2 cents.
Because-
1 cent.
Okay.
Number one.
I mean, maybe I might be down for that.
I'm just thinking like a basket is like there's so much space this way.
Well, that
And
looks
the-
really
and the-
bad example you doing it right there because of the depth perception.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say the
But-
depth
but I'm
perception
saying
right
the
there is
disc-
not good.
the disc is coming in like this, so it's like
Yeah.
at most 2 inches of like space that you need to go through. I think that's one reason. It looks cooler when you do a can jam than when you make a putt in a basket. Because a can jam, everyone knows that slot is only this big. So if
Yeah.
you make it in there, holy crap.
Yeah,
If you hit that, like, look at how many
hard is it
crazy
really?
ace. Yeah, look how many crazy ace shots that we saw, like, especially lately with like another round and all that. It's too easy. We need to at least shrink this, like, this section. What?
if it's so easy, why can't we?
Here's my 2 cents. Cent number 1. I don't think disc golf's in a position where we need to redefine our target because we have so many courses already. Let it live. Keep on going. Number 2, for me, watching success is more fun than watching failure. I would rather the sport be more exciting and have more throw-ins and more aces and more long putts. That's why I don't think we should change the circle, because it's fun to make putts and it's less fun to watch people miss putts.
Now, I will say I like moving the circle back and making people not being able to jump putt from 34 feet or step putt. I step putted from like 35 feet twice yesterday, and I thought I was cheating. And the other guys were like, "That's ridiculous." I'm like, "Bro, it's the rules." So maybe make it
I
like,
personally
maybe they should
don't
get better.
jump or step putt
maybe
because that's just how I like to putt, is just stand still.
I used to,
I also
and then I practiced step putting. I'm like, "Bro, this is a cheat code."
You
Yeah,
make a
I might
step
be in
putt
a
from
weird-
34 feet, and you're like, this should not be legal.
Exactly.
I might be in a weird boat too, that I really want them to, like, if you're off of the tee, you should have to stand still,
Yeah.
like from anywhere,
Yeah.
because I think that is a cheat code as well. You're in the middle of the fairway and you have a 10-foot run up before you chuck this thing again.
I think I've said this on here before. When I first got into disc golf, I thought if you were in the rough, you couldn't run up. So
That's how it should be. That's how I think anywhere.
that's what I think.
It's
But then,
it
you
would
have
be
to define the rough. Like that's the other thing.
Well,
Then
no,
you're
no. I'm
arguing.
saying anything off of the tee pad, you should have to do a standstill.
Max says it's too easy to putt. Get out of here, bro.
That would be the equivalent, like doing a run up would be the equivalent of using a tee.
yes.
You're not allowed to
Yeah.
use the tee anywhere off of
Good
the
point,
tee
Corey.
box.
Good
Yeah.
point.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't be able to run up after the tee pad. That's why it's cement.
I don't like the solution. I hear this
I
a
don't
lot.
care.
Max says no. That's whatever. I would have less fun playing disc golf if that was the rules. I would be fine. Max mentioning, like, I hear this a lot of put the new basket on the Pro Tour and just let them travel with full baskets. I don't like that solution because I'm a person that will. I feel like there's a demographic of people like me that will watch the Pro Tour, and then when I go play at my local course and it's not the same, I think it's stupid.
Yeah, I get that.
That's
But also, doesn't like basketball, like the NBA uses like different size rim or something like that? No.
It's the distance for a 3-pointer is a little further
Yeah,
back
it
from
changes.
college
Okay.
to pros. That's
Yeah,
the
okay.
only like difference in like basketball that can happen.
I thought there was something about the rim too. No.
I don't
Is the
think
rim
so.
height? Is it the height?
Height 10 feet.
Oh.
Stay the same.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know then. I don't play basketball.
Me neither, man.
You guys let us know in the comments / in the Discord, wherever you want to,
Play
what you
basketball.
think about basketball. Who do you think's winning the championship this year, the finals? With that, great discussion. I've got a game cooked up. I think it's a short one, but a good one. Speaking of sponsorship movement, people leaving, I have compared 3 what I thought were the more shocking moves of recent years in disc golf. The year before they moved and the year after they moved. Their tournament performance. Have those written down. So I'm going to ask you a simple question. Do you think this player performed better the year before after they moved sponsors? And then we'll compare. We'll see what the stats actually say. So player number 1 I have, obviously, Paul McBeth leaving Innova in 2018, his last year with them, and then 2019, his first year with Discraft. Matt, do you think that Paul McBeth performed better or worse? Or which year do you think he performed better? The last year in the Innova contract or the first year of the Discraft contract?
How are we defining better?
I'll
I
give you
missed
all
that.
the stats. Two of these I think are pretty not debatable, and one of them is debatable, and we'll go into that.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
I'm confused. What are we doing?
Yeah, are you giving me the stats now, or you want me to just raw tell you?
Oh, no. I'm asking you to raw tell me, did Paul McBeth play better his last year with Innova in 2018 or his first year with Discraft in 2019?
Yeah, Matt, raw dog it.
I think last year with Innova. It's the only way I do it. So I think last year with Innova.
All right, Corey?
I'm gonna say last year with Innova because I
don't have-
remember.
I
I
don't
remember
think-
hearing the 18 season more than the 19 season.
I have no data to back mine up, like in my head. So
Am I putting one out there?
Yes. Send it.
Discraft.
All right, we got 2 Innovas, 1 Discraft. So we'll compare here in 2018 with Innova. Paul McBeth played in 24 events. He had 9 wins, 17 podiums, and 20 top 10s, and made around $55,000. No super notable wins that I noticed from there. I could be wrong on that. But in 2019, Paul played 22 events, a little bit less, 13 wins, 18 podiums, and 21 top 10s. Most importantly, he did have the Worlds win in 2019 and
Yeah.
57,000 in earnings. So at least I would say that 2019 was a better season for Paul.
The only
My
thing I
opinion.
remember from that situation is that everyone was saying he won Worlds his first year with Discraft. That was a big deal. I remember that. Come on, Corey, you should know that.
Scraft guy, Scraft country. Next
Yeah.
up, I've got the 21 to 22 movement of Richard Wysocki leaving his end of a contract early, going back to DD. So we'll go reverse order this time. Tyler, do you think Ricky played better overall in 2021 with Innova or 2022 with DD?
Innova.
All right. Corey?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Innova.
Matthew Marsh?
for the sake of being different, I'll say dynamic. I don't
If
think
it's
true.
dynamic, I'm gonna kill someone.
Listen, I don't think it's true, but I feel like for this, it would be best if there was different answers.
There's no
I
way.
think there could be a debate here. I had a thought going in, but we'll read over it and talk about it. So in 2021 with Innova, Ricky played 25 events, 6 wins, 14 podiums, and 23 top 10s with $80,000 in earnings. 2022, this was the Lyme disease year, if you don't remember, with the flare-up. So he did miss some events. He only played 19 in 2022. 5 wins, so 1 less than the previous year. 9 podiums, a drop, and 14 top 10s, a drop from the previous year. But he did increase his earnings by quite a bit. $80K in 2021 and $105,000 in 2022. This is including a Pro Tour Championship win that bolstered his earnings. So in my mind, I had the 2022 season as a slightly better season based purely on that Pro Tour Championship and not a huge drop off in wins, but his overall performance did decrease. But open to discussion on that one.
I would say check Statmando for average finish.
I would say 21 because he was disease free.
It's all about healthy living here.
Clap free.
Let's pull up.
If he could go back.
I always struggle to get him pulled up because he is Richard Wysocki on Statmando.
Richard.
So in
That was
2020,
Ronaldo.
Listen, I won't be mad either way, but
in 2021, an average finish of 4.2, and in 2022, an average finish of 8.2. So I think a little worse overall in 2022, but again, just for me, I had given the nod to 2022 with the Pro Tour Championship win.
I guess this is the Missy Gannon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Is it more important to just go for the big money
yes.
or to have the better record?
Stack the A tiers. All right, what's the next one, Tay?
Last up, and this is the most debatable, so I'm very curious to see.
Even
where
more
this
debatable
goes.
than that one. Wow.
Absolutely. So this is Simon Lizotte leaving Discmania and going to
I knew
MVP
it.
between 2022 and 2023. We'll go in the original order. Matt, when do you think he played better? 2022 with Discmania or 2023 with MVP?
I think 2023, technically, but I don't know about that. My stats are
All
not
right.
great. 2023, I'll say.
Corey Kramer.
Hmm.
I'm kind of confused on how this is debatable, but I'll wait for my turn.
I'm gonna say Discmania.
I'm going Discmania for sure. He had like 5 wins.
All right, so
Yeah.
here's the stats.
losing track.
2022 with Discmania, he played 17 events. He had 4 wins, 6
wins.
podiums, and 9 top 10s. He made $64.4 thousand. In 2023, he had 18
made-
events.
$10 million.
Purely from event winnings. In 2023, he played 18 events with 4 wins, again, 6 podiums, and 9 top 10s. So just the same across the board. Here's a caveat, asterisk. I went back and looked. 2 of the wins in 2023 were at B tiers in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So there
So
was
he
an
only
edge
went on tour twice
in
that
23.
year
Yeah.
with Discmania.
No, with MVP.
No, that's
four
with
on
MVP.
tour with Discmania.
I was gonna say he won more on tour with Discmania. That's what I was saying.
This-
When I heard the amount of wins, I was like, he only won like twice. I think it was like Music City.
Yeah,
and,
so
like,
I had to go
Iowa.
back. I was the same. I was like, I don't feel like that's right. So I looked back. I was like, oh, 2 of those wins were at.
Was that the
at B
D-Glow year?
tiers.
Yeah, that's 20. That's with MVP.
Yeah.
No,
With
I know.
it was
uh,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he had
it
a
was-
wave. He had a
yeah.
wave with the trees that were like parted.
yeah.
and
So
he was,
in 22 he won OTB, Portland, Des Moines, and MVP Open. So I think Des Moines was technically a silver or whatever they called it then. In
No,
2023 it was Music City Open and D-Glow, and then the Clement Classic and the 3rd annual Jeffrey Cranston Open.
Well, if you won the Cranston Open, then that's
got him.
What
how
was
is there a
that?
debate?
What was the money difference, Taylor? I'm just curious.
About 5K. So 64.5 in 22 and 60, almost 61 in 23.
How is
That-
that possible?
That Audi he's driving around makes it seem different.
Yeah. Hey, you get
How is
$1
that
million
possible,
real
though?
quick from your sponsor.
You
His
can
wife-
you can win 2 tours and 2 B tiers and only lose $5,000.
Yeah, it's curious. I wonder if just the purse difference in the wins too. Like I know Music
Oh,
City
okay.
Open is not like the highest paying event as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
weird.
there's probably a million little factors. I feel like it's still 2022 to 2023. We were upping price, like
yeah.
some
for
prize
sure.
pool stuff too. So a little bit of that, a little bit of this. But yeah,
That's a question.
That is a good question.
Do
Aaron
we
asks,
think-
would we like to
Good
know where
question,
these,
Aaron.
where would like to know where these players finish respectively in tour standings by each year? Wanted to add that in there for it was
Is an absolutely impeccable question that I do not have.
Why are
data
we
for
so dumb?
currently. That is a good question though.
No, I'm just kidding. That's a good way to think about it. Retrospectively.
I will say too,
Competition.
since just things that Statmando has available. 2022 average rating of 1058 for Simon. 2023 1059. So also
I would
essentially the
love-
same.
I would love to know who had the best jump from going from sponsor to sponsor.
Yeah, that was my original question when I started pulling into this, but
Gannon.
then it'd be fun.
It's Gannon.
Yeah, it's Gannon by far. Actually, you're totally
I
right.
just thought about that. Yeah, it's Gannon.
I would love to know Big Germ's
Do
record
it, Aaron.
last year.
You
Big
actually
Germs.
love to know that because I can look that up.
his record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we have like a
Like
a
what's
last
his
second
what-
soapbox moment too?
Yeah.
Oh my
Always.
goodness. What is that?
2024
place?
Big Germ played 27 events. He had
Did he get
three-
one top 10?
He had let's look at just Pro Tour events actually. 'Cause
Just
I know Germ's out there, German. So for Pro Tours and Majors, Germ played 20 events with a best finish of 5th. What was that at? Music City Open.
Music City Open?
Yeah, he did play well there. Average finish of 52nd and made $7,400.
7,400.
Jeez, dude.
What does he survive on? Because he doesn't even have like a signature series.
High choose.
Thunderbirds
Yeah, probably.
and Bosses and
Thunderbirds and Bosses.
AVRX.
Really though? The
People-
bosses got hot, but
I've heard
Got that-
people
you got that
praise
Gomez
Thunderbird.
money. Yeah, I
Gomez.
I think his Thunderbirds are very popular.
Yeah, I think they're. I've seen some
I've-
decent pricing
I've-
on some of those
I've
Thunderbirds.
thrown the Halo one. It's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, but don't have one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jomez, I love seeing Bearheart staring at the camera every single time Jeremy is talking.
What's your soapbox here, Tyler?
I'm not
Let's
gonna
hear
go
it.
hard
Let's hear
in the paint. I'm definitely just gonna like play a little soft, but I get a little annoyed about the long, lengthy Instagram posts about leaving companies.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
I think it's really
I don't care.
It's
I love
really
it.
mellow. It's really melodramatic. Taylor, I know you love
I
it, which is
was-
why. No, you love it. I know you do. I just find it to be a little melodramatic. Like, I don't know. Listen, I get it. It's disc golf. There's this whole family vibe to it, and I don't care for it, man. I don't know. I just have a couple other friends that we make fun of players for doing certain things. I'm not going to say it on here because I just don't want to, be negative Nancy. I don't want to be negative Nancy about it, but yeah, I wasn't going to really bring this up on here, but like Eric Oakley's like emotional post, it was emotional, and I'm not going to make fun of a guy for like getting emotional, but it just seemed like, I don't know. It feels weird watching a grown man cry on a social media post. And
Yes, but what I was going to say is I would rather watch Eric Oakley cry than have to try and read anyone's
okay.
post.
I probably will be with there.
Great point.
I'll
I
be
am
with
not
you on that.
reading
Yeah.
4 paragraphs that you decided
Yeah.
and probably took all of the time in the world to like perfectly manicure.
Not even like just your post, but also go to the comments so you can read more of what I wrote.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about Jeremy Colling. I'm just gonna say because we all know what I'm talking about. Like that's just it's just much, man. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean-
Hammer, I sent that to us at Instagram. I was like, shout out Chandler Kramer for saying, I'm about to spill all the beans and not sugarcoat anything, and put together a very poorly typed paragraph that explained absolutely nothing. Huge
Yeah,
shout out.
Yeah.
that was a stinker of stinkers.
I got to get better cousins.
We none of us can read.
yeah. Aaron says just need Isaac to listen to this right now and then use the peace emoji. I don't know. He's fine. I mean, he wasn't that long, but I mean, I'm talking like I've seen some guys write some really. As Corey said, I don't care. Just say, hey guys, I'm leaving. Great, appreciate you. I'm out.
Dude,
I think one of my favorite things to say is like I can't read, just as a joke. And I actually said that to Marcus, the team manager of Finish Line. He sent me my contract, and I said, "Oh, I can't read." And then he took the entire contract and texted it to me because he thought I meant like I couldn't read the document. And I was like, "Oh no, that was just a bad joke. I'll sign it right now."
Little text to speech for Corey real quick.
That's you know what? The funniest part about that is I don't know how many like low level pros you guys follow, but the low level pros will echo those same.
Matt,
Yeah.
Matt had a moment where he sent us a video on Instagram of this guy creating this really hard video of him going to Discraft.
And I'm like, dude,
Oh, yeah,
chill
yeah.
out.
Underground, baby.
Someone
Yeah,
sent
yeah.
you. Someone gave you like 20 or 30 discs to start the season, and bro is going all out for this. I'm like, chill.
20 or 30
chill.
discs, bro. I got 2.
Yeah, we ain't like that. That's why if we were like that, we could make
Well,
posts like that guy made.
It's underground.
I thought Isaac's
Hey.
post was fine. It wasn't too long. I think it was like 2 paragraphs.
At the end of the day, I honestly don't like reading them either, but it's content. They're obligated to make content. It is what it is. I do agree though, Tyler, with I don't know, something about Eric Oakley crying on live on Instagram was just like, and I love Eric.
Wait.
For the
And I do
Yeah.
too. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
With a shaved
he
head.
started- I'm not. I was like, he is about to announce something really, really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
what
mean,
I thought was happening.
I love
That's the
Eric
thing,
and all,
there's
but
no-
like Tyler
there's
sent that.
no
I'm like, oh, what
content.
mid disc golfer sad that he's mid at disc golf? Like,
Yeah.
what else is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to because that's exactly what I think. It's just yeah. Exactly.
I think the sad thing for Eric is I really like that he has such a goofy style when it comes to throwing, and I want him to be good
Yeah, I agree.
so that like almost like the Bubba Watson
Yeah.
of
When
like
Yeah.
disc golf.
Like you can't tell me when you see him go into like the top 5, you get a little excited
Yeah,
inside.
all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, not all the time, but
Yeah.
it'd be different if it was all the time.
Yeah, it just seemed like it was just weird. I didn't care for it, but
Well, look, go check out your favorite pros Instagram posts while you're there. Follow Unfinished Business, and also click the link in our bio and check out our merch. We got some merch that you can buy. We've got an affiliate link with Foundation, and we're here live usually every week in the off season, every other week, and in Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're gonna wrap up here to keep the more harsh comments to the live stream and not the recording we push out to everyone. So if you really want to hear those and find out again from Corey what Drew's talking about, what Drew's yapping about the disc golf world shaking up, he's gonna spill the beans right after this. I swear. He is.
No.
Thank you guys a ton for watching. We'll be back here in a couple weeks and still yapping live on YouTube. So come join.
I'm not doing that. So
Yeah.
anyway, Drew. Just kidding.
So anyway,
I totally forgot to talk about the Eric Oakley thing before, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna bring it up now a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor, I was
a
I
sore
wanted to
subject
know
for me right now. So you know.
I was gonna say, I want to know what you thought about it because I know you're on that team with them and whatnot, or was, and like you're an Eric boy. I didn't want to, like, I could feel for him. Like when I was first watching this, I was like, okay, what are you gonna say? And then he never like said anything concrete. It was
it's just hard. It's just tough.
yeah, like
And
the whole time.
I kind of feel like excited to really have to grind again. Okay, well then why are you crying?
Yeah, that's my thing. You know, yeah, that's my thing.
So I didn't watch the whole thing. I will say, like, I like Eric. I think Eric's a great guy. He's been very good to me in my channel. I'll say that much. So gotta shout him out there. He's definitely an emotional guy. But I had the same reaction where like that's kind of where I thought like this could be very beneficial, maybe not to the pros, but to pro disc golf, where like, I mean, disc golfers gonna have to try really hard again to like make it on tour and run clinics and do stuff for people. And I think we're going back to like grassroots disc golf of like, I remember like vivid memory when I first started getting into pro disc golf, like 2017, 2018. I was super excited. I was going to drive up to Nashville and go to a McBeast challenge because that's when those were happening. And like Nate and Paul were running clinics. It ended up like being a tornado and they canceled it. So I didn't go. But like that level of grassroots accessibility of disc golf, I think is what made it catch on a lot in the beginning of like, this is the best guy at this sport potentially of all time, and I can go drive an hour and a half and go like hang out with this guy.
Yeah.
It was he just was saying the same thing over and over again. It was kind of bad. But the other thing that bothered me that he said was something about like now I am going to interact with you guys a lot more. It's like, well, why is it now you're going to interact with?
Yeah, why'd you stop?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
exactly.
Eric's always one of those guys too that like one, if you ever watched his Twitch streams, he's a terrible streamer. But he is a guy that like even on the road will like stream and is like super into WoW and stuff, but like is so inconsistent. And it's like I'm the same way. There's one of those people like I'm gonna start streaming again, like I'm gonna hang out again, and just with an actual audience and much better like fan base, but like just never actually follows through.
Yeah.
So basically, Eric Oakley went on a live stream on Instagram, and it's still pinned up on his page. But it was basically just, you know, life's hard. It's getting really hard for the pros. You're gonna have to really.
It's like he tried to work himself up to cry, though. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
Do we
You're
think...
saying like if you sorry, Matt, I just keep
No, you're good. I was about to ask a related question to that. You're saying life's hard. Do we think it is easier at this point going into the 2024 season for pro disc golfers than it was before COVID? Or do we think it's harder than it was? Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys were touring in 2019, 2018.
They've been
Like-
living bougie.
they-
Honestly,
yeah.
though, I wonder what the inflation difference is. That's my only thing.
The inflation difference does probably hit, but like, yeah, they've been living it up. Like Eric just-
Inflation
Eric
smacked this
spent like
year.
freaking
Yeah.
a month in Europe, a month and a half in Europe playing courses last year. Did not play
How,
well.
how
at
many of
any
those
them.
were? How many YouTube videos did he post from
None.
Europe?
He did.
Oh,
He did it
okay,
in the
cool.
bag in a practice round. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he did it in the bag in a practice round. It was done by another media company that does the Europe events and actually does a pretty good job at them.
But I'm
But-
saying, hey, come with me. Let's go play this course that no one's ever heard of because it's in the mountains of Finland. That's people are gonna watch that.
Yeah.
There's some income right there.
Well, he
Yeah.
did for a while. He was doing the best shot triples.
Yeah, those
Him
are
and James
fun.
Proctor was doing all, and they were fun videos. I still watch those at like every Pro Tour course, and it was just because, just like doing that was enough for. I feel like he got a decent amount of views off that.
But yeah, it all
Oh.
started back, at least the TLDR. It started because he put up like 3 for 40 or 8 for 100 like mystery box deals and was like overwhelmed with the response of like people wanting to buy those. Shout out, I sent him $100, hadn't heard shit. So see where that goes.
Shout out.
Shout out. I got scammed.
It's like I got a book on how to scam people, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
One of my
Or the
favorite
book
memes.
that says, or the book that says like, buy my book for $5 and I'll tell you how to be rich.
Yeah.
And then you open it, it says, tell people to buy a book for $5.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? You know what is like interesting to me is like the pros that, like even Ezra Robinson was making an effort to have a YouTube presence this year.
Oh, he's got one. If he wants to go all in, he has one.
Yeah, he has one exactly.
His
and
content is
he-
really good. I actually would watch his stuff.
Yeah, it was fun stuff. But he's the one who doesn't like. He's the one who's playing good enough that he does not necessarily need it. And it's just interesting. I think it's just the young versus the old disc golfers coming out in how they're playing and all that. So,
All right.
I don't know.
What 5 discs are you guys thinking about using?
I filmed this challenge and didn't get all the details, so I have to refilm it. But it's cool.
That's
what you get. Post the
I-
video
I went-
anyway.
I took a cheater answer and I took the Era because the Era sits in my bag and I throw it once every 10 rounds.
Question,
That
Taylor.
still counts. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
I
never
just-
throw it. Like,
I just threw the Thunderbird. Can I choose the Thunderbird again? Or no?
Yeah.
frick you. No,
That's
frick
fine.
you.
oh, Matt said no.
Well, I didn't throw it in 24 at all. I just threw it in the video, and I want to like keep working on it. Thunderbird is slept on.
Thunderbird is so nice. I have a blue Thunderbird that I used to throw all the time. It's just so nice.
All right, I think I'm doing.
Shout out to the boys. We had like almost 12 concurrent viewers this whole live stream, by the way. Shout out.
Yeah,
to,
hey.
And we got a new
guys.
Discord guy.
Dude, one a
Huge
week. We're
shout-outs.
picking it up.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're popping off.
dude. Sometimes I see like this random am with a way better Instagram or social media following.
Back them with that. The bar is so low for pros to have successful social media. If you're complaining, you aren't trying.
I also think it's interesting. Off-season hits, all of a sudden James
And his
Proctor-
wife has, his wife has that company, Whale Sacks.
Mhm.
If they had pushed that really, really hard, they could have just like owned the market for that.
Are they in a van?
Mm-mm.
I don't know what they're.
No, sir.
No?
They were in an RV at one point, right, Taylor? But
They
maybe
were.
not
yeah,
now.
They.
I was just- I've seen
I was in
that.
Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, I meant to bring in. I got one of those old TI nukes. Hey, if you're trying to sell discs right now, stop. It is bad for
Stop.
you.
Stop trying.
Dude,
to
I'm buying them right now because they're
Yeah.
so cheap.
I did you guys see the old? I got an old TI nuke, one of the Nate Doss ones,
Why do you want that?
for
The
$5.
emboss?
Because
It's
it's
sick,
an
man.
embossed TI nuke for $5. Stop trying to sell this stuff right now, bro.
It'll
I'm not
never,
doing
it'll
that.
never resell though.
No, I'm not. I don't care about reselling it, but it's
dude.
literally $5.
If you ever need anything that people say is sold out from MVP or anything old Discraft, just let me know.
Hook up. I just want to say,
Like, it's all over
I
here.
want.
It's all over here.
You want a Sexton Firebird? That is.
No, a Sector. A Sectorius.
Oh, Sector.
Oh,
Look at this bad boy pulse, man.
Did you get those 2 ones that I sent you? Or I
That's
had two I sent you?
sick.
It's got
Yeah.
that weird like rip.
Aaron, whether this is good or bad, the fact that DOS TI buzzes can exist in a Useman for $8 and no one snags them tells you like what kind of people we have in disc golf right now, like younger people that don't even know about DOS that much. Like
If
that's
you were the
crazy.
person 4 minutes ago that used my foundation affiliate code, thank you. I was talking about the unfinished business foundation affiliate code, but shout out for using mine.
Bro, I kind of forget. I don't know if I need to update this affiliate code because I don't even know if it's accurate anymore, to be quite frank with you. And I don't
How
remember
many
how to
discs did you send me, Matt?
I bought once, and then when I bought it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna send it to my buddy, and he was like, cool. For Christmas, do you just want me to send you the other one that was also for sale for free? And I was like, yep.
Oh, he only sent me one.
Oh, I don't know what he was saying then.
I got the crush.
Okay, that's fine. Problem solved. He was literally just like,
You got a
do you want me to
crush?
send the other one too? A little Christmas present?
I want one.
And I was like, yeah, send. Well, this guy was supposed to send me two, and he just didn't. He was supposed to
Dude,
send Corey two.
all right.
He
So
just
my
said-
buddy has an
I
old
can call
crush.
him.
My buddy has an old crush, and then we were playing on Monday, and he whipped out this OG old ESP Force, and I was like, "What is that? What is that?"
Yeah,
yeah.
And then he threw it, and he on like a Mad Heiser, and it goes
dude,
and drifts. I'm like,
you need
"Bro,
to throw this Avenger.
Bro, I've got an old Avenger SS from like
That white
2007
Avenger?
Yes,
that you
I
can
wanna throw-
here, and it just flips.
I want to throw an old Avenger too."
I found a second one at the Play It Again in Ann Arbor, and
I'm not kidding. If I
Matt
get
can attest.
all-
That place is amazing.
if I get all OG ESP Discraft, I'll just
Yeah.
bag that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll throw all of that stuff.
I could literally go there and probably build you a bag,
Oh my god, dude, I would pay money for that.
and they're legitimately like $6 to $10 a piece. The used
You-
bin there is amazing. Like next time I go there,
Just take
I'll-
pictures, and I will
Yeah.
spend whatever.
dude, it's so good.
Oh my gosh,
It's so good.
I'm getting hard. Bricked up.
Oh.
All right, hold on.
Taylor, do you have it set up to just send you a message whenever anyone uses your affiliate code?
Apparently, I did not know that. I just opened my email and saw an email that I now
I
have
may
$3.
All right, so right now with my 5 disc, I've got the Thunderbird and a Distortion. It's happening.
Let's go.
Prodigy,
What do you guys think they're
Prodigy
gonna
shout
do
out.
with like all of the old Kale and Kevin and like all their creator series. Like all of the creators are gone.
Dude, here's the thing.
All
They,
of them.
Charizard.
they almost
Oh, Charizard. Okay, got
they
it.
they just have on there Kale LaVisca 2025 Foul Force. And I'm like, this has to be a mistake. Taylor, I think I got an updated link to our affiliate code, but I'll just have to wait. I lied. We don't even have it on our thing, so it's fine. Teehee.
I'm going to Mac.
Let's go.
I love
Dude, I'm
Mac.
not gonna lie.
I'm glad that you'll
Watch.
have it.
Yeah, watching Broad unbox those Prodigy discs made me want to throw some Prodigy discs.
Bro, I have
Not
a
gonna
short coming out sometime soon of my
There
old
she
M4
is.
and M3, and those discs are so good, it's insane.
Hey Tyler, that I threw that M4 you sent me. By the way, I threw it literally one time though, so I can't really.
What did you say? What did you say?
I threw that
Here.
M4 you sent me.
The M4, or what do you think? And then here's this
I don't know. I
Dark-
threw it like one
Dark
time.
Magician Limited Edition. Dark Magician Limited. And then this is a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Nice. Okay,
Uh,
so I'm doing the Tomb. Tomb's going to be thrower and putter.
A5 is a good disc. I'm not gonna lie. I threw that.
How are you gonna feel when you hate all your other discs and realize that the Tomb is the best disc ever made?
I don't know.
Oh, Mac, I got more stuff. Hold on.
I don't know.
I haven't thrown a Raptor in a long time, so I'm
Hey, there wasn't
thinking,
alpaca.
P2.
should I do the
Actually,
green one that you guys said isn't beat up at all,
It's not
or
even.
should
beat
I
up, man.
do the first run?
Literally, bro, you
Those
bought a
two
brand
discs
new one.
look the exact. That disc looks more beat up than the other one.
Yeah, it actually does.
This
You
one
took the
is. This is
sticker
the
off.
first run. This is the first one that my buddy had to like Sharpie in the numbers.
Everyone's leaving, so I'm leaving too. Goodbye.
Well,
I'm
what the
just
heck?
making more alcohol. Just BRB.
I'm gonna throw this. All right, boom.
right. So here, Mac, do you know what a cube is? Because I have parts of a cube I'll show you.
A cube?
Yeah. You know what that is? It's for playing cards. Like you create like a custom.
No.
1, 2, 3. So let's see if I can show this off. 3 Venusaurs. OGs. This is in the cube. A cube is like if you're playing the Pokemon game, we would take turns going around choosing cards and then we'd build our own deck. That's what this is. I have all of the... I've got a couple mucks. Not that big a deal.
I'd rather see that Charizard disc that's behind you.
I'll show the Charizard disc here in a second. That sucker is retired. Let me show you.
I thought you just said a different word.
This is a old EX Ho-Oh. Let me get the Blastoise out. Blaine's Arcanine. Got a couple of these in the cube. One of my favorite ones ever printed. I've got Clefable in here.
Mac wants to know, when did you stop collecting, Tyler?
Stop collecting. I haven't bought any new Pokemon since COVID. So here's the thing. Let me give you a quick origin of like how I got into these cards. I mean, I was collecting when I was younger, stopped. My mom sold them all. And then in 2017 in January, I tore my ACL and they said I was going to be out for like 9 months. And I was legit depressed after like 2 weeks as soon as I got surgery. And I started looking up best indoor hobbies to find something else to do. And they said trading card games. And so I said, what's the cheapest one? And they were like, Pokemon. And I was like, oh, you actually play a game with Pokemon cards? And so I went and YouTubed like trading card game Pokemon and started watching people play. And I was like, bro, this is so cool. So then I went to a set release, what they call a pre-release, and I played there, opened up a whole new set, and I was hooked. And so I played competitively until COVID happened. And then when COVID happened, you had to get like the mask, the shot, all that stuff. And I was like, I am not a part of that. So I never went back to Pokemon after that. So also I started having kids and all that kind of stuff. So
You.
I know, dude. I have a first edition Scyther in here somewhere. I just can't find it.
Goddamn kids.
Guys, check out these sick discs. First off, Taylor, I don't know. This alpaca I got from Bodanza does not feel like a P2 in the like at all. I think it's just how beat up it is though, or something. But I might go take it. This is an inblend. I might take it as my throwing and putting putter.
That's what I put it with for a long time. Some inland alpacas.
Check out this sick Vanguard I got that I will never be able to throw because it's all black.
boys.
That is sick.
That's depressing.
Aaron, I am supposed to be in Minnesota in like a few weeks, but it's only for a few days. So in the summer, I will let you know when I come back. Dude, I remember that Mewtwo.
I've got a couple of those.
Ganondorf Splice I got, the one that is allegedly
Dang, bro.
a meta on the outside and sea lion on the inside, or whatever they're calling it.
Low key, one of my favorite cards ever printed.
I don't know how they're doing this. I would love more.
That thing looks so overstable.
Well, because it's two different plastics, but it's not like Latitude 64 did the grip stuff, and it was two different plastics, but there was a spot where you could see the change. This literally looks like they started the injection and then swap plastics mid injection.
That's probably what they did.
Yeah, I'm just curious how that works to make a butt ton of them at once. You know,
Dark boy.
You just do single shots.
yeah, that's what you'd have to do. I'm just curious if that's what they're doing. That seems like it would be a far larger time thing, but maybe it is.
Or is there an injection point on the rim at all?
No, I didn't see one. I'll double check here.
Because I wonder if they're doing this.
Yeah, I had the same thought though. I was like, maybe,
Little double injection.
but I don't think it's
Yeah.
the same as what Latitude's doing. But I'll be honest, it does not like Latitude. Apparently, it felt a little more like it was a different plastic, and maybe I don't know Meta enough, but it just feels the whole thing feels like Sea Line. It just looks like Meta on the outside. So I don't know.
Well, what is meta? Is it just that like shimmer?
Tyler,
Shimmer.
what is Meta?
Well, actually, probably Mike could be more talking about this, but yeah, it's a shimmery. It's more of a shimmery, stiffer, like it's like Metachrome, I think is what it's called. So yeah, it's like that shimmery plastic. It's hard.
I wonder if that's an additive,
It might
they're
just be an additive thing.
and they're just putting it in. So it's all Sea Line, but then they're just putting it in the rim, like before they inject.
Is there a reservoir on the side of the? Oh, you mean in the injection point? Meta and Chroma are the same. Scott, I thought you were talking about on the side of the disc. I understand what you're saying now. So they must. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. If there's a reservoir on the side of the hopper, you'd still have to stand there, but you could just pop.
Yeah.
pop. That would work a little. I was thinking you would literally have to load it in like, okay, here's a little bit of this
Every time.
And that was like, there's no way that logically makes sense. I don't know. Some of the other combos in it are going to be interesting, though. I might get the black one just to see what this glacier is all about. And honestly, I don't have any Discmania really, so now I have some, and I
So
don't.
you want another sector?
Bro, I want a sector so bad.
You'll
Taylor,
be getting a sector.
Corey,
how do you-
what disc are you gonna throw for your challenge?
I'm working on mine right now.
For sure, I have 3. I'm doing Tomb.
Oh yeah, the two.
I'm doing Raptor. I think I'm gonna do Catalyst,
Ooh.
which is
All right.
13, 5.5 minus 2, 2. Or I do a Crank SS, which is a minus
that.
3, 2. I also have the
boy.
Spire that I could.
I was gonna use the Spire. That was on
Yeah.
my short list of things to throw.
That was on top of one of the
Bet.
things. I think I'm gonna go Catalyst though, because I haven't thrown this in a while.
Corey, you want to know something that I realized recently? I'm just a stupid individual. So I have my grunt that I loved that's kind of flippy, that I'm like, this is a cherry grunt, but like it's kind of flippy, and the cherry's usually like the more overstable plastic. It's just like translucent Baker's Blend, and it literally has the embossed Baker's Blend logo, and I just never noticed for like 2
Yeah.
years.
So you thought it was cherry?
I thought it was cherry the whole time. Like when I did the review, I called it the cherry one. I've been saying it's the cherry one the whole time, and it's not the right one.
You go back to the comments, and there's like 5 comments from them saying like, "Dude, that's not cherry. Quit saying
What are you
that."
talking about, man? Yeah, that's I'm an idiot.
What do I need? I
I'm
got
trying to
distance driver.
decide. I think I can fit the rally in between my 2 dynasties, and I think that's what I'm going to do. But I would really like to throw the rally.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a special stamp on a rally to try and push it a little more, and it's an idea that I've thought for so long, but then Marcus brought it up, and I was like, yes, okay, it's happening.
Sally the rally.
So
I think that disc is
cool.
good, and I feel like I never hear about it. Like I used that
'Cause
glow
no
in my
one
1,000 rated
pushed it.
challenge video, and it was sick. Like
What disc?
the rally, Broad did that
Specifically
one
the
push.
Radiant one. That Radiant plastic
Yeah.
rally is really
I know
good.
it's so good, but Broad made the push. It wasn't the disc that he thought it was, so he ditched it, and then no one talked about it ever. I think I'm gonna throw the rally. That's gonna be. I'll put that in the 5 because I haven't.
I
touched
think I
it.
might put that in my 5. When I go Spire, Rally, I don't know what mid, because I feel like I've thrown almost every mid I own a lot
Yeah.
in the last year, because I've been a lost little child.
I have to find a mid. There's
Maybe
kinda
the
what-
M3. I might just throw the M3. Actually, I'll probably just throw the M3.
Might take out the
M3.
MVP. to be honest with you.
I don't
I don't
know
have
The
many-
biggest thing is I don't know what
How-
I'm going to putt with.
How stable is the tomb?
That one will be almost like
Fugitive.
zone SS out the box.
Okay.
The iBlend are pretty stable.
So like brand
Hammer,
new
we just
premium Marvel.
we just put the description of the challenge in the Discord, and then you do full stats for your round, and then usually we didn't do it today because Matt was I confused him, and we've been doing it every other week, but we'll typically like go and look at everybody's stats and like compare for the.
Yeah,
I also
for the
keep
stats.
forgetting that it's Mike. There's so many names that like we
I know.
call them by. So I was like, all right,
I
what?
never know what people actually want to be called by. Except I just use Corey's government name on the podcast all the time and call him Corey.
Yeah, it happens.
I called Corey last night. I don't know why I was talking about him to Lauren, and I was like, "Yeah, completely Corey." Just like in general conversation, I was like, "Bro."
Yeah, I
Hammers.
was calling. That's what I was
It
saying.
ha-
I was calling him Hammer earlier in the.
Are you offended by
Mate.
Ham Dog?
Well, I said Hammer, but then you said Tyler said Mike, and I was like,
Yeah,
that
'cause I
is
remember
his
it-
first name.
Because I remembered what his first name was, but I know
That
it's
is his
Hammer
first
because I
name.
see Hammer more than anything.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Speaking of the rally, I think this is a problem that Finish Line's having because they're a new company, but they have like they popped the rally out. The people who tried the rally were Alex Geisinger, Drew Gibson, and a couple other people that generally throw pretty far. I mean, especially Alex Geisinger and Drew.
Yeah.
Where Alex Geisinger grabbed it and says, "Feels like a Roadrunner," which
What?
it doesn't, not at all. And then he threw it and it flipped and turned. He was like, "Yeah, that's a Roadrunner." And I'm like, "Dude, that is not a Roadrunner." But the issue is they have these people reviewing the discs, and then the disc comes out and it is much more stable than they're expecting it to be. You know,
Darn rogue.
this is kind of like what they felt with the rally,
I
especially.
will say too, for me at least, plastic wise, not flight wise, because they all flew well, but the forged rallies you sent me, Corey, kind of feel like Dookie, plastic wise. Like not,
Yeah,
they're not
forged.
like terrible, but they don't feel great. But like that
Well, which
Radiant
color?
plastic one feels incredible.
Which color? Because the purple one,
I think they're purple and pink.
oh, the purple one feels so good.
I just feel like I don't like the feel of that plastic for some reason.
Yeah.
That could just
No,
be
the
me.
forged. I've gotten really good forged and really bad forged. Now, this last run of composite that the sector was in, if they made every single disc in that composite plastic, they would have no problem.
They
for
will.
the rest of the year. They should, but obviously plastic changes slightly. And the last forged plastic I get in Supra and forged chicane were also really nice. So
Can I just tell you that there are some things coming in plastics for Finish Line that is going to be amazing.
so
Halo, Nexus.
but yeah, the
Can
thing with the
everybody
rally.
stop?
Why is the sector that good?
Can everybody? I need
I'm
public
getting
service
FOMO.
announcement.
Okay, so
Public service
so bad.
announcement. Don't talk about the sector to me because I don't have one and I want it really bad and I was going to order 3 on Black
Hold
Friday,
on.
but Infinite won't
Hold
give
on.
me my money.
hold on.
Taylor, when do you sign your contract? You should be able to get these for pretty cheap, like as soon as you sign. I'll be honest. I said that Marcus sent me the contract. I don't know if he sent me my contract, but he said it was back on. So.
What is that?
Sector.
Okay. It's a sector. So basically, it flies like a dead straight, slightly. Okay, you know the run of buzz that everyone wants, where it's like dead straight, but it still has a finish at the end. That's what the sector is,
Mhm.
but it is the most
Yeah.
comfortable, and I know you love when I say that, Tyler. The most comfortable mid I've ever felt because of this wing where it fits like in that little it fits in that little crease.
Well, I don't air bounce, so I don't put my palm on top of the disc.
What are you talking about?
As someone who now has a certified downwards nose angle, I can still say it is a very comfortable feeling disc.
No, I just saw the way you were doing it, so you were going like
yeah,
this.
I was exaggerating. I'm saying like this shape right here. Yes, it's so smooth around, and then also the underneath is not sharp at all. Like it literally, one of your little like
So it's like a J.
one of your plump pads fits in there perfectly, and then I don't know.
J has got the slightest microbead. Yeah, it does.
It's a great
And
disc. It's a great.
I
disc. love
think
it.
I'm taking Sector this year. So
You have to. What do you mean thinking?
sure?
If that's an
If-
option, you should do it. Yes.
I shouldn't say this. If the person you say who's coming to the team is coming to the team, they are very interested in the sector as well.
no,
You don't think so? They're doing something else.
he already said it's the only way he would come is chicane.
Oh,
So he's getting the chicane. Yeah.
that's easy. Oh, there we go.
What's up, Hammer DG?
Hammer
Let's
DG
go.
updated his page.
Hey, there it is. I like that.
But yeah,
Now I gotta get you that
thing
logo.
with-
Logo
The
him
thing
up.
with that is like my hope for, because it looks like, what it sounds like, one of Finish Line's big goals for this coming year will be to make some flippier stuff that's not the Supra. But my hope is, literally, it's like they have to have some other testers, because even Marcus will be like, I don't really throw far, but he has a decent arm for how inexperienced he is with disc golf. My hope is they push that a lot and get some other people testing stuff so that.
I just feel like sadly flippy stuff doesn't sell well.
No, it really doesn't. But
Good.
Like Infinite last
Mac-
year made it their like flippy year. And they never got the putter they wanted, but they had the Glyph and the Kansu, which is like a flip, and they just like nobody cared.
yeah, I mean, like straight up, like if they made a 7.5 -2 1 disc, they would be chilling.
Mac out here just calling out intervals and Daytonas.
See, I think the interval is it. I think they need to put it in composite.
Let me tell you guys something for free, bro. If you get a Glow Realm from Gateway, those things are sick AF.
Oh, the
Low reach?
Same thing, yeah,
Same
same
difference.
mold.
Is it?
It looks
Yeah, it
like,
is.
yeah, we believe so.
But all I do is throw Pharaohs, so I'm
Yeah.
just a
Oh, you
little
know what I
baby boy.
picked up the other day?
Not for long. No, just kidding.
I picked up a Pursuit, and I put it in my hand and said, "Wait, I have this disc in my bag right now."
I already own this.
Yeah. Literally red, like same.
Same exact thing.
What are you talking about that I'm missing here?
The Legacy Pursuit.
Oh,
And what disc is that?
forget that.
That's the Ultra.
I forget that. I know the.
Yeah.
Dude,
But I
that
literally
white-
picked it up and I was like, outside of the stamp, if you flip it upside down, it is identical
Oh, I played with
because it is.
the people I played with the last 2 days. Both said they all got ultras and they are booty. They don't like them.
Which
Really?
Ultra?
The Metal Flake one. They
Yeah,
did
I
not
don't like it. I don't like
They
it.
did not like how
You
straight
guys don't like
and
it?
flippy it was.
Well, no, I like it. It's just not the slot that I bag. Like the reason I
wasn't-
have the Infinity plastic is because that is like, it's the what is that, Pinnacle?
I was
It
gonna
wasn't what
say
they were
I
expecting.
love that thing for I can throw it like slight hyzer to just a flat forehand, and it just is a beam that also will finish hard.
Yeah.
I have found like really
love that
I
thing.
got a cupcake ultra. I had the one I gave Tyler, and then I had like a normal Color Glow ultra, and the Color Glow one I had that I first had with Tyler, granted I was throwing less far, was like a farther zone. That was it. It was really
Oh.
stable. And then this
Let me get
Color Glow
this.
one I have,
That's
Is like-
what I like.
yeah,
It's
but this
like I
Color
want
Glow-
it to be a 5-speed zone.
The Color Glow one I have is straight up like I don't even. It's significantly less stable. The other day I tried to throw it like a zone.
Check
and
that
it's
out, Mac.
Way straighter.
It's a retired boy. It is a TL3, I think.
Yeah. I
TL3.
remember.
This is an old one, 8.4 -11. TL3 is actually like such a good disc.
I've got a pink one. It's pretty nice actually.
I honestly might go buy a bunch of Pinnacle Pursuits and then just wipe the stamp.
Just say this is my ultra. Yeah, my Metal Flake Ultra, one, it's super gummy, which I like because it feels good. And I feel like my Luster Raw will fly like that on a backhand, but it'll flip on a forehand. Like if I give it any anhyzer, it'll hold it and not come back.
Yeah.
Or if I give the Ultra some anhyzer, like it's not going to dump out. Like it'll still glide some, but it's much more reliable on a forehand.
So, Mike, the Color Glow Ultra, I had 3 of them. Like I said, the one that is like significantly less stable than the rest was the stock stamp. Which it is nice if I'm throwing something that like, but I honestly don't need that in the Rise. They're pretty simple. Like it's slightly above the Rise, but not by much. Compared
Rise
to
plastic feels
what I did
good
have.
too.
Yeah, the Rise I keep throwing, and then I'm like, I could just throw a really nice Rock 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I ended up liking my Raw more than the Rise.
Yeah.
I like so stability. It would go Infinity, Color Glow, and then the Metal Flake.
New disc to the bag.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nice.
That thing has
This
to be super flippy.
This thing was given to me on Monday by a buddy of mine who got it from the store that we go to all the time. I saw this in there and I was like, nah, I don't want that because the old PL plastic is poo-poo. But I threw this for fun. Casually threw it like 400 feet. Casually. I was like,
Casually, I need proof.
Just casual.
okay.
Casually.
Oh, got him. He's down.
Dude, I every time I throw the pipe, I think I actually like SP pipelines more than I like PLs.
You mean S? Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Because I have a
Spark-
green SP
Sparkle.
pipeline that I put back in my bag for the winter, and it's just a little flatter. It's so good.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Goated wind disc.
Mhm.
I
know.
threw this so many times yesterday.
Okay, not to sound cocky, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes to like
Okay.
specific things.
So I had.
Why are me and
I had-
Corey's
There's a
NSAs
reason.
just the
There was a
exact
reason.
opposite
There
of
was
each
like.
other?
There was a reason that a year straight I was trying to annoy Discraft to just make the Extreme a stock disc again.
So I'll say this: I threw this disc on a backhand, trying to spike hyzer around this tree. Wind coming from right to left. It blew this so hard into the road. I don't think you guys can see on camera. Oh, man, I hate my camera.
Road
But
rash.
I see it a little bit.
I smacked the disc into the road so hard. Both of my other buddies were like, "Yeah, that disc is busted," and it is not busted.
Oh, she's fine.
You can't bust the unbustable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've thrown Ursa or Taylor's disc so hard into trees and never seen any like kind of. Every time I let someone throw Taylor's disc,
Taylor,
Yeah, it's me.
I need the 20. We need to do the 25.
I gotta talk to Jason, man.
I know.
Some of the text.
Should we just make a group chat, like me, you, and Jason?
Probably. I feel like we just have
Because-
random ideas all the time that he would love to be included in.
Well, I don't think he realizes that me and you talk so much because when I asked, like, "Hey, do you think I could get an Ursa Nexus in blue?" and he's like, "You're gonna have to talk. You're gonna have to reach out to him and see if he's okay with that." And I was like, "Oh, I can tell you right now, he's perfectly fine with me
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't care.
changing the color so I could bag a blue one." We need to make a group chat.
But yeah, I need to get on the 2025 stuff for sure. I need to text him. I just can't decide what color I want to do.
Yeah.
All right, here's the bag. Just
I think I'm
five.
gonna keep the Warp logo and
5
just
total,
do a different colorway. But I know you're gonna do the new,
New logo.
yeah.
Rainmaker, putter.
Rainmaker. Okay, what is a Rainmaker?
Shallower P2.
Okay, so it is modified.
It's an
Distortion.
AVR.
It's a little more shallow of an AVR, but yeah, it's an AVR. I got a fugitive. I'm gonna throw
Oh.
Thunderbird, and this guy.
nice little
Oh,
row.
the Rogue.
Okay,
Corey, have you thrown your Spire or no?
just in that video.
I liked mine. I just never actually bagged it.
What was the Spire? -1, 2.
Yeah, it's like it's a flippier destroyer.
So it's so it's the interval.
Yeah.
I also ordered the confetti zone.
Those look sick.
Yeah.
I'm like slowly but surely becoming accepting that someday I may buy a Discraft disc, and I'm not okay with that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
God bless.
Every time I go to our shop, they still have all the like Jawbreakers like Tour Series stuff. Like those just look so sick,
Well,
man.
I was about to say I couldn't help myself, and I also got a $7 Jawbreaker ESP Undertaker.
Have you seen the money discs that they do?
Yeah.
So Discraft, there's a guy that works at Discraft. He goes by Death
Bob
by
Disc.
Disc. No, he goes by he goes by Death by Disc, and he does a lot of stamp work and stuff like that. But he decided to go to the actual, I don't know what you would call this, the government, the part of the government that has the money, and buy
I've been there.
out of currency
I run that
cash,
place.
and then they shred it and put it in discs.
What's
Well,
it? Was the
It's
FDC
coolest
or
thing
whatever?
ever.
It's like a
Yeah,
museum
and
you can go to.
And I asked, I was like, "Is this has got to be like funny money, right?" He's like, "No, this is real. This is real currency."
Yeah, you can get
it's
little
just-
packages of like shredded, like old
Yeah.
currency.
Yeah, so they grab that stuff and they'll put
That's,
it in.
that's actually sick.
They did. I know one year they did a Money Missy, I think Thrasher.
I feel like she could be marketed better. By the way, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I'm looking it up right now. I can't find it. Oh, Death
Money
by
Zone?
Disc. I found his eBay page.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
type
see.
in like
the,
Money Zone.
I see the shredded zone right now.
Yeah, they're so sick. I need to get one. I've talked
Is
to
it-
him so many times, and I just never thought to like, hey, can you hold one?
Is it just a zone?
Well, no, he does more, but I think he usually tries to do like the ones that for sure will sell. So Zone, Buzz, yada yada.
So he does this and then he sells it personally.
Well, he works at Discraft. So
What if I
they'll
did-
do a batch, and then like he'll pay for the batch to be made,
Ah,
and then he'll sell them on eBay and stuff.
got
What
it.
if I did like purple, black, where this pink is, and then like neon green?
Oh, dude, yes,
Would that be sick?
a freaking incredible
I
Hulk.
feel like that would be sick.
Yes. Well, those are good colors. What if I did brown and then
What if I
like
did-
gray, and then like another different
I
brown?
hate Expedia. God bless. I hate Expedia.
I gotta go.
Sorry, I'm crashing out. Goodbye, Taylor.
Goodbye. Goodbye, stream. Love you guys.
Bye.